Okay, so this is session 10 of Traveler Starstruck. I don't know if I'll ever be able to top myself compared to the pretty good session uh, a fortnight ago. It tended to spotlight cooking and the cooking character Tomo, but others got involved as well. Um, you're back from Valparaiso. Remember that a commute from the city of Valparaiso 14,000 kilometers back to Acapulco costs 40 credits. Some of you earned participation fees from the morning show. So three of you got 900 credits. Captain Wilson Derwatt just got 600 credits because he wasn't in the cooking segment, so 600 for him. I don't know if I should note that down for Jerry's character, First Officer Rogan. Um, we'll note that. Um, And I want to make two small retcons. The name of the talk show, I think I mentioned on the recording that it's How You Feeling, Floston, but in fact, the correct translation would be How You Doing? How are you doing, Floston? And it's like Joey from Friends. How you doing? But it's that's the translation. How are you doing, Floston? And the other retcon is that I might have advanced the date a bit too much for my purposes. I said it was day 75, 76. Um, I retconned it. I retconned the start of this back to day 74. So you're probably nighttime of 74 back in your time zone. And when you get to Acapulco, there's a small commute from Acapulco to the resort town, whose name I actually forgot, but the resort town's name is Nova Corinto, and it's a reference to Corinth in Greece. So it's Nova Corinto, and at Nova Corinto, that's where the um, Moonlight Breezes Resort is, where you're staying. So it's the town of Nova Corinto. I forgot that last time. So those are the retcons. And I think there was a question in the air. Consulting some notes here. Um, Let me see. Tomo was wondering if there was such a thing as a grav surfboard. So, Brian, let me see. I think if you want such a thing, do you mean something that actually floats on the waves or floats in the air anywhere?
Well, I was thinking more of something that floats on the air anywhere. And I would say, yeah,
Okay, so sort of like Back to the Future, the second movie, maybe.
yeah,
That thing,
except more sort of surfboard shaped.
surfboard shape, surfboard characteristics. Okay. Um, the
So I
quick
can practice.
answer, the quick answer is that the surf community here probably hasn't heard of anything like that. But you may
Oh, I
eventually
might
go.
have to pick one up somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. You may go to some place which excels in that sort of thing, and that's going to be the planet Technica over back in the Frontier Federation side. So you might want to consider going to Technica uh, to uh, to do that. Let me see. Oops. Okay, and yeah, and I think there was some other question in the air. Oh no, no. Tomo and Brogan made their intentions clear. Something about milking their Holovision appearance for all it was worth, and you can see how you can imagine how that sort of thing will go. Um, and at this time, I also want to mention that Virgil gets another packet of intelligence data um, because of his connections with his former uh, employment as well as an agent class. If I let me give it the correct
I,
terminology
reti-
here. If
I
I look at
retired as director of operations.
Right. Retired director of operations. But what was the name of your service specifically? I think it was, let's
I
see.
can't. I don't think you told me.
Yeah, your profession was as an agent, so presumably it was in the secret services for the frontier.
Yeah, that's
You made,
pretend. Yeah, but you
yeah, you
never
made,
told me. Then you never told me whether it was like the CIA or whatever. You just did a
yeah,
generic one.
okay, very, very equivalent. Without any further ado, what I did is I posted some information, like a kind of a small data packet with some news, and you can actually find it in your personal notepad if you open the notepads drawer. And you should have just well, you have two public notepads and one personal notepad, and you're the only one who has access to it. I'd like you to read that over and decide if you want to share. I'm imagining you'd probably want to share the totality of that with the rest of the group, and you can read it out if you so choose. So take a moment and have a look at that.
Can't see anything in either of the public ones.
The Virgil notepad.
No.
Oh,
Don't-
sorry, you're talking to Virgil. My apologies.
Don't think there's anything in the public ones.
No. Sorry, I didn't realise.
Here, I can throw some stuff in the public one. These are my notes I was keeping.
The public notepads 1 and 2, they are things that anybody. Oh, there is some notes in there.
There
Okay,
you go. That's
those,
what I have.
anybody can access the two public notepads, and you each
Mhm.
get a private notepad, which is I didn't specify any particular use for it, but it's a way to pass a private text, in a non-immediate way.
Mhm.
So I decided to do that for things that Virgil picks up around. It's something coming in around day 76. The date of the intelligence report is actually day 68 when it was composed and sent from some other planet over, and of course takes a week and jump to get here. But he has the information now. And do you want to share it or read it out to the others?
Read it out in part.
In part. Okay, I'll be interested in seeing what part you hold back.
Well, an art shipment was traced to a ship called Northstar, a free trader, which departed from Pringlaro to Sapphire on day 62. Its paperwork, which is in doubt, said it was shipping 5 tons of machine parts and other freight, which is accountable. We're checking when it landed on Sapphire. Ore smuggling by by scooping sand right off the surface of Ribicure is
Ribicure.
on the rise. Rogue bands of miners coming in from the Frontier Federation to Ribicure. Natives are pissed off, and they don't have an infrastructure to complete scanning of their space, and that's what I'm going to. And there is a contact there that I'm not going to reveal.
Can you repeat that again? Or like post it in one of the public
Yeah,
notepads?
I see. Okay, it's reasonable if you want to withhold that bit, but you can cut and paste the rest if you'd like. Put it
I'll do
in,
that.
Because that
I'd
might be
suggest
important because we're going to
roll
jump
20
back
chat
there. I suppose
to,
we could jump to
to
Sapphire.
well, Sapphire's on the frontier side. Prenglaro is
Yeah.
where you hope to go on the Verdulan side.
I thought it was
And the ore smuggling is in a
Rubicur.
different planet, Ribicure. So you're
Yeah, but
Where
we're
do
getting
you want
going
me?
to Rivicure too.
Where
you're
do you
getting
want me
low.
to? Where do you want
Put
to
it
go?
in the roll 20 chat. It might format badly, but you can post it all in there.
Okay.
Just for the record, put in the roll 20. So that's a little bit of information. Other piece of news. You're probably day 75 by now,
Two.
verging into
Jump two.
76. It's probably very, very, very early morning on in your time zone here. in Nova Corinto and Acapulco. Other piece of news. Um, the crew of the Star Sailor, which is of course another Argazidon shipping ship that landed along with you, they contact you and they invite you to go drinking with them for day 76. Do you know what day 76 is?
It's a Thursday, isn't it?
No, day 76. Well, if you translated it back into the Earth 12-month calendar, it would be March 17th. Does that ring a bell?
Easter?
The thing of
March
I don't
Ides.
know.
17th.
sometime around there.
Nobody knows what March 17th is?
Isn't the thing of Ides or something?
No, that's the
Ides of
15th.
March. Ides of March would be the 15th of a month. No, March 17th. Come on, it's the same all over the world. Not like Thanksgiving that changes with Canada or something. Everybody knows what March 17th is. Not an official holiday,
What,
but
St. Paddy's Day?
yes, that's
Oh
right.
yeah.
That's right. So they invite you to drink with them on the day, which is even known here in the Verdulan Federation for heavy drinking. And they invite you to go to a certain bar over in the the what's informally known as the Acapulco Shame sector, and it's full of bars and clubs and things like that. And uh, it's let me see, name of bar. I'm going to use the fantasy name generator for that.
The Blue Lagoon.
No, the Blue Oyster.
Really?
Make it the Blue Oyster.
Molly Brown's.
Yeah,
It's an Irish bar.
it's an Irish bar.
Let's see. Music store names. Flower. Oh, you can even generate flower shops. Oh my. Bar. Bar names. There we go.
Sin City.
Places and locations.
The Vac.
Let's see. Oh, here's some. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to call this bar the Mumbles Bar.
Mumbles. Mumbles man number 9.
And would have a certain, well, have an original Verdulan name, of course.
I don't
Should
think
always
these
have a.
guys are going to be big drinkers.
Well, they're half your height.
Don't they live in water or something? Or is that somebody else?
Half your height, but they seem to have some sort of increased capacity to filter things and to digest things. Something to do with their
Uh-huh.
digestive system.
So don't get into a drinking game with them,
So some of them
guys.
might drink you under the table. Anyway, there's an invitation out for that, which is approximately almost 1 day from now, or night and day if you want to rest first in your normal sleep period. Um, and the claimants I mentioned, you saw their full names. If you look at them in the Argsidon shipping handout, I gave their full names, which is some unpronounceable claimant stuff. I'm giving them little short nicknames like that. The captain is Ho, and the other crew members are as shown.
All right.
So instead of their full,
Hover
Oh, he
tree
dropped.
odd gig.
Oh, he did.
Nope.
It's Ho.
short forms of their names.
You dropped out very momentarily there, Pierre.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I found it. There's Ho and Veric and a whole bunch of others.
O, Ver, Tree, Odd, and Gig
Mm.
to give them
That's them.
forms. And I'm just going back. So these are the short forms of the Clayman crew of the ship called the Star Sailor.
Surf Sailor.
Sorry, Surf Sailor. Surf
Hello,
Sailor.
sailor.
I can't find that link.
Okay, let me. It's under
It's under
camp. Yeah,
campaign info.
campaign info. Argosy shipping. Show to
Just,
players.
just in
So
general
originally it
chat
was
on
mentioned in
Discord.
there
Okay, there we go.
in the text, way down near the bottom. Surf Sailor, crewed entirely by Claymans, etc. And I gave the crew names, and of course, as I said, there were 22, 23 ships in total from Argosy Dawn Shipping, lest we forget that. So there's a standing invitation, and I'm going to call it the Mumbles Bar,
Memuro. Roy.
but it has, of course, a Verdulan name, which is Murmuroy. Okay, so that's other news. Now, otherwise, you're still on vacation and in a tropical paradise. Um, Tomo and Brogan suggested something, which was basically to put it without being explicit. To put it, they wanted to impress the ladies. Since Jerry isn't here, Tomo may have to sort of act for both Tomo and Brogan in that capacity. And I was thinking of some kind of role to use, and the role is this. Uh, if the aim is to impress, you can roll with a boon, provided that a lady has heard of you, or the ladies that you've already met on the beach before, provided they've heard of you from the show. Now, only a certain fraction of people might have seen the morning show. It has a market share. However, if the cooking clips gain notoriety, if you were seen along with the tasting robot, that probably increased your chances. So what I said is that if you can roll a 1 to 3 on a 1d6, the lady in question has heard of you, and if she has heard of you, it's a boon to your whatever role you used before to impress the ladies. And you got
I
to
used my
apply it to a
wallet.
particular person. What's that? Oh,
I
okay.
said
So
I used my wallet.
you used your wallet. Okay. Um, do you want to make another roll for Brogan as well? 1d6.
Heard of me that would have heard of him.
Yeah, Brogan is talking to a different lady. Ooh, okay. Uh, so here's an interesting situation. Tomo with the person he's trying to impress.
Tomo scores.
Yeah, well, she did hear of you. Now you got to make some sort of roll with a boon. So set your rolls to be boon.
Can I use social and persuade? Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a minus on it because of my social standing's low.
Oh,
But
so you're trying persuade, but your persuade. That's because of your physical appearance and demeanor and everything. So yeah. So if you click the persuade button, it'll include the -1 automatically.
yeah.
So see if you can roll 8 or more
Oh,
with a boon.
I can roll about 300, I think. Here we go. 13.
All right. Now, so that looks like very successful. I would draw the veil on whatever happens after that. I'd like to ask you to make a roll for Brogan as well. Now, even if you don't have access to his character sheet, you can see him on the skill
Or if
grid.
I I'm not sure if I do or not. But I'll just look at the still good. Brogan he's got carouse +1.
Okay, that could be applicable. Actually, Brogan
Yeah,
says
he's more of a party guy.
yeah.
He
It says
is.
carouse -1. Hey, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to check Brogan's sheet about that
No one has
Is
social
it? Is it?
standing.
Is it?
because
Is
of
it? Oh, okay.
lower social standing. Is that why?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I just
Does he
want
have
to double
anything?
check the sheet for myself.
Does he
That
have anything better?
you're right. There's a -1 there because of social standing, which is I don't know, because if you're lower class, you might get along better with the lower class. So I would think it would have to flip around, but as it
No,
stands,
everybody gets along with rich people. They
yeah.
like to flaunt their money.
Wow. Okay. 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 So um, I guess he would have a regular role, not a boon, because he didn't
Yep.
make this woman didn't particularly hear of
With
him.
with
So
with 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 any pluses or minuses?
only what's
Strike.
only what's automatically included as the social -1. So he has to roll 8 or more. Do a carouse roll for him.
2d6 -1. He needs to spend more money.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, did not succeed that round. But if at first you don't succeed, he still might have time to try again.
If at
So I'm just
first you
going to
don't
give him.
succeed, you just keep lowering your standards.
Well, yeah,
That's about it.
there's a very famous song in French about it just goes on into verses, and if by the 14th time you don't succeed, there'll always be a 15th time, and if the 15th time you don't succeed, there'll always be a 16th time. That's really a song in French about courtship, let's say.
Well, my
So
brother told me when I was
yeah,
a young
and little
lad.
kids listen to that to understand their ordinal numbers. The numbers that go first, second, third, and so on up to 14. So it's just unbelievable song, but of course they're not aware of the adult implication. Um, so okay, I'm going to give it just a second roll for Brogan. Same situation, so he can try it on some other lady if he wants. If he's doesn't have a firm commitment. Oh, still not. Okay, okay. So I'm going to sort of draw the veil on that unhappy scene. Brogan may not be able to score tonight because he didn't get anybody to recognize. Oh, actually, sorry. Um, if it's a new lady, you have to roll the 1d6 again to see if she's heard of him from the show. She did.
No,
She did not. Okay, so still that failure. It'll be Stan.
he can always he
Yeah.
can always dial the equivalent of Uber Eats.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what happens there. Just a thing to note. Now, I'd like to do a round robin. Again, people can suggest any personal character actions they'd like to do. Justin, is there anything that Captain Derwat wants to do? I think we've settled
I
about.
think he's gonna want to go drinking at a fancier bar than
Uh,
the bar these guys are trying to pick up ladies at.
oh well. This is before the invitation with the Claymans. You're still in the resort town. You're not in Acapulco. You're not in the city of Acapulco itself.
Okay.
Okay, so you're still in Nova Corinto. It's about 15 or 20 hours before the appointment with the Claymans. Uh, Toma and Brogan were trying basically pickup games, pickup artist stuff, um, whatever. If you are you saying that you don't want to go to the Clayman thing, but you want to go to a completely different bar, or
No, I want to go to meet the
oh,
claimants.
okay,
The
That's but
okay.
that's
underwater
tomorrow though,
guys.
isn't it?
Mm.
Well, sort of tomorrow. It's almost 24 hour or 28
Yeah,
hours,
yeah,
whatever
I
the way
know,
it
but
is.
effectively it's tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be day.
Yeah.
Day 76, you're probably verging into day 75, 76 now. So perhaps just a little less than a Flostonian day. I'm just asking in general if any characters have any ideas about other things to do, waiting for them. You pretty much know the layout of the holiday resort and all that. Okay, so I'm going to just advance time to the evening of day 76, and you go to the bar, which I guess in Verdulan would be called the Mumbles Bar. And I'm going to see if I can change the map appropriately. Oh, there's one detail I'll probably have to finish on this map. I'm going to just add one line to this map and draw it. Okay, so let me transfer the view. Oops, not sure what this is. Just kick myself out of the game completely. Coming back. Can you still hear me? It looks like my computer's
Yep.
slowing down.
I can hear you.
No, you're back in
Fine.
now.
Okay.
In roll 20.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so changing the view, but also getting rid of an unnecessary page. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to just
It dropped me in.
okay, yeah. So others can drop themselves in, or I can do it. Doesn't matter. I've got Cicely. We got Tomo.
Cool.
Is there anybody who might not want to go for whatever reason?
Oh, but Brogan will be there, of course.
Richard is
Course.
NPC. Yeah, Brogan can be there.
You want to be there.
I'll just paste in the character tokens myself. Ronnie, Astria, Ved, and then what's left? Virgil. Okay, and I'm going to give some people momentary control of Astria, Brogan, and Ved. And Astria and Brogan will revert to the players if they, if Astria comes in and Ved comes in. It's Jerry who'll be away, so Brogan. So who wants to control Brogan?
Yep,
I
I'll do
think
it.
he said Brian should control him.
Oh, okay.
Brian. Okay, so I think I posted. Yeah, I posted.
You just need to need to give me control of his
Right.
token
Okay.
character sheet. Oh, a bar.
Okay. And who wants to control Astria for the moment?
Yep.
I'll do it if no one else wants to.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, and that'll be immediately
Yeah,
revoked
probably a
when
good
she
idea because
comes
I'd have her
in.
dancing on the bar after a couple of drinks.
I'm
Now,
going to have
now,
it
we don't
dancing
want
on the
to.
table.
Again, you don't want to mistreat an absent player's player character. Justin control. There we go, and that leaves Ved, who will Richard will be in later, or so he said. We'll assume that, and wants to control Ved for now. Okay, so sorry, there's a bit of an interruption, a computer
Yeah.
failure. But basically, the Claymans from the Surf Sailor ship the ship named the Surf Sailor, also part of the Argosy Dawn shipping line, invited you to a certain bar, which in English would be called Mumbles. Mumbles Bar, map, large wooden bar on the uh, east side, lots of tables on the west side, very big place. Very loud, has green decorations and shamrocks and things like that. Although people only vaguely remember the historical basis of this day, all they concentrate on is that it's a day for heavy drinking and tinting beer green and so on. You are seated. 8 of you are the 8 crew members are seated with 6 claymen divided across 2 or 3 tables. Doesn't matter too much. Um, and there's a drinking contest proposed, but um, uh, previously, Virgil asked if there was some kind of drug to um, limit, and taking an anti-alcohol drug to limit the effects of alcohol. He doesn't want the claimants to know about it, but he is able to openly ask Astria beforehand. Astria does have such a thing. Some PCs decide to take this, some do not. So Captain Durwad didn't, Tomo didn't, Ronnie didn't. Uh, I'm going to randomly determine it for Ved, which is 1 to 3 on a D6 he does, 4 to 6 on a D6 he does not. It'll be a thrilling sub movie called Ved's Choice. And 1 to 3 he takes it. He does. Ved does take this, so it'll give him a certain fortitude, but there may be a certain side effect or penalty. I'm going to have everybody roll for a side effect, which can be probably avoided with an easy check, or to make it even more interesting, an easy check and a boon. Okay, so that makes 4 who took it. So Astria, sure if Astria would take it or not.
I don't think she would. I don't
Yeah,
think
she
she's
would.
planning on getting too drunk anyway.
I don't think
Okay,
she would be involved in any of these shenanigans.
Virgil will, since it was his idea. And that leaves Cicely. So the question, I think your computer momentarily went out, Steve, for a
Yep.
moment. The question is, does Cicely want to take this drug that counters the effects of alcohol?
No, I think I'll be fine with my endurance of 12.
Aha, okay.
I mean, they're playing to their biological strengths. I'll do the same.
Okay, and that leaves
That guy.
who's the 8th person left?
Brogan?
Brogan. Yeah, Brogan.
Of course he'll take it.
Okay, so Astria, Virgil, and Brogan takes it, and I think
Yeah,
the
that's
the
all that we
rules.
can get.
Yeah, and the rules are if if a Clayman is the last one to pass out or concede, then the humans win. Then they win. If the human is the last one to pass out or concede, then the humans win. Something like that. Um, I'm going to have Astria, Virgil, and Brogan roll for side effects. So those who control Astria and Brogan can roll. And what it is an easy endurance roll. Now, easy is 6 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Endurance, if you have it, will add a dice modifier. So I think you
Alright.
just, like in these cases, you just have to click the button labeled endurance.
Okay.
So those who took the drug, this is a roll
Not
against
doing very well for Jerry here. Oh no, 6. He made it.
this is all he
Sorry.
needed. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
This is just a check
I,
against
I
side
made it
effects.
in style.
Yes. Okay. And that leaves roll for Astria.
She's not playing.
Justin,
Yeah.
she's not. Yeah, but do you control her?
Yeah,
Okay, but she's not drinking at all. Oh, I see. Astria's not playing at all.
she's
Okay.
not. She's not gonna play the game.
Yeah, well, there's 6 against
She's gonna
6. That's
sit by
fair,
the
isn't it?
bar.
Or 7 against 6.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Tomo might have a natural advantage here, and I just now noticed the picture. Tomo wears many hats, apparently.
That's pretty great.
And let's see, again, even worth screenshots. Getting repetitious, but I have no choice but to screenshot to save a screenshot of that.
You can right
And
click and save it.
yeah, right click, save. No, it doesn't give me the choice to do that for some reason in
That's weird. It's
Discord.
right there for me. Save image.
Right on the image itself.
Yeah, not
Uh
on
huh.
the.
No, it treats it as a message, not an image. Oh, maybe I have to click it and expand it first. Open original. There we go. Well, okay.
Hmm.
Have to left click
Nothing
it.
works from here.
Yeah, anyway, I'll do that later. It's always there. That's fine. And okay, so a very simple rule. I'm thinking about a very simple rule for the outcome of this drinking game, and things that might happen. Uh, let's see. So you're listening to vaguely evolved or devolved um Irish music, which nobody, people only half remember the origins of these things. Uh, it pipes some sort of, uh, that stupid little penny whistle flute sort of sound,
Oh, to be sure, to be
things
sure.
like that, whatever it's called.
Bagpipes
And
and stuff.
well, the Irish things are actually Willen pipes, which are a little different. Um, there's also classic folk songs, and it sounds really strange if it's in Verdulan, if there's anything that survives at all from thousands of years ago. Um, but anyway, that's the atmosphere of the bar. But mostly people are just sitting around and they're concerned with drinking a lot. And so you drink the green beer, another round, another round. Oh, let's talk
No, no,
money.
no, 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 not beer. Porcine.
You want something stronger than the beer?
Porcine.
What did you say?
Porcine?
It's
What
it's
what is that?
no, well, that's Irish potato
Mhm.
potato
Whiskey.
spirit. Yeah.
So if it's made from potatoes, it's a vodka then, isn't it?
No,
No,
not
it's a
How do you spell
it's
that? It's some stupid Gaelic spelling, I guess.
yeah.
Like Drambuie is actually from an Irish word or Scottish word that says Drambuie.
Mhm.
It means very good brew or something like that. So how do you spell this thing? Spell it in the chat.
T O
It's just
T E E N, I think. I used to drink it in London.
okay. Well, if you say so.
basically in English it means pot whiskey.
Uh-huh.
It's made in a pot. It's the name poutine is where it comes from. The name. And if I find the name of it, I will put it in the chat.
Well, you can drink that.
No. That's what everybody's drinking. I buy a bottle of it.
And that's what the
Well,
competition's
you can
about.
drink that.
Pity you don't have any Raku Rukoa.
Okay, well, I say that people have to make rolls as
Mm-hmm.
follows. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let me see. Um, after whatever you're drinking, the Claymans and you will be drinking exactly the same thing.
Yep.
So you run up a bar tab for a lot of this poteen.
Right.
Uh, let's talk costs. If you're if you're spending a night of drinking to excess, well, that's just regular green beer. If you're planning to make a night of drinking to excess, each drink would be like 2 to 3 credits. So to be absolutely soused, I would ask everybody to spend 30 credits each. Things have gotten cheaper. Well, a credit is like 3 or 4 current American dollars, I think, something like that. So a drink might be 2 credits, even 3 credits. So if you spend 30 credits for an apple night of drinking, things are very cheap.
Done.
And now you can make either an endurance roll or a carouse roll. Some of these claimants might have some natural ability, but if you have taken the drug, you can roll with a boon, so set for boon and then reset it later after the roll. And so either endurance roll or carouse roll. Those who took the drug are Virgil and Brogan. They can roll with a boon.
Brogan's differently going to roll with carousing, even with his minus. He's really
Really?
weak. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's a good roll.
Whatever works better.
Woohoo! 10.
All right. Now, the absolute highest roll is the person who's going to survive
With
the
the
most.
with the boon, he gets a 6.
Oh man.
Oh, I failed every roll for Brogan. Better do my one.
And
I'll just
Captain's
do an
not doing good
endurance
either.
roll. I rolled a 10.
We got Virgil, we got Ronnie who's rolled, we got Brogan who's rolled a little less than average, Wilson average, Pomo greater than average. It's an endurance roll. Ciceri, and who are we missing? Well, Astrid is not participating, so Ved is the last one left. Again, you can look up Ved's. Well, if you control Ved's sheet, sorry, I forgot who is controlling who. Astrid is controlled by
Me.
Oh, I'm controlling the bed.
Ronnie's controlling Ved. Justin's controlling Astria. And I think Steve's controlling Brogan.
Brian's controlling Brogan. He's been making the saving throws.
And I've done it already.
Yep.
Okay, so just an extra roll for Ved.
There we
Now,
go.
I'm going to roll a matrix for the 6 claimants, pretty much in the name order that I presented before. And they are talking about, well, I guess their skill or equivalent skill is 2d6s, possibly with ones or twos in there, just like you. And this is winner take all. Whoever, let's just make it here.
Currently, Tomo and Virgil are winning.
Yeah, well, out of the humans, they're operating the best. I don't know. I'm even doing such a silly thing, but it's just a role playing opportunity here.
Was I supposed to add a boon to it or something, or just I only did a flat roll?
For Virgil and Brogan, you can
Ah.
select boon.
Right. Okay.
And Fed took it too.
Oh right, I
I thought
forgot.
Ved didn't.
Ved
Uh,
did.
Oh,
yeah,
Ved
you
did.
rolled
Okay.
for him. I forgot that you did that. So it's up. If you scroll up
Okay.
1 to 3, he takes it. 1, Ved is taking it. So that would be a boon roll. Should I re-roll it, or should I just roll an extra die and see what we get?
You can re-roll it if you want, because a boon doesn't work by just adding extra die.
Oh, okay.
It's best 2 out of 3.
Alrighty. So.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
wrong. That's the wrong character. Hang on. I got the wrong sheet.
you can reset your identity as Ved. Or sorry, there's already a roll up here for Ved. 1, 2, 3,
There
4,
we
5.
go. There's Ved with a boon. He got an 8.
Okay. Okay.
So he did okay.
We'll ignore those two. Okay. So here come the Tlayman rolls. They're inline types of rolls, and I hope I typed everything up correctly. So 6 of them. Oh, okay. They're not doing too well. So
They're doing better than average.
some of these drop off early, like the 5s. The 8 is slightly higher than average of 7. The 10 is the only high outstanding thing. So could it
Yeah,
be that you have a four-way tie?
yeah. Gig is
Oh my.
tied with the other
No,
guys.
three-way tie.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, sorry.
only Tomo, me, and one of the Claymans.
Okay, okay. So I think I saw two rolls with Virgil, but that was something else. So Virgil 10, uh, Tomo 10, and one of the Claymans 10. So Virgil and Tomo. This is sort of a tying for consciousness um, with
The Clayman.
a Clayman, and for the record, it's the very last one on the list I posted way before
Gig.
The
Gig.
one that knows how to do the human stuff.
All right.
Oh yeah,
So
is he the
so
one?
do we roll again with well, I'm rolling again with a do we roll again to see who stays in the next round to see who's up and
Yeah.
upstanding.
Three-way
Well,
tiebreaker.
yeah, you're on the verge of consciousness, almost like as if all three of you, well, two humans and the Tlayman are going to collapse. You know, you're on the edge of human consciousness, and I don't even drink. I've never even drunk very that much to reach that point myself personally. But
I got
you,
I got
you you
miles.
really want
I got miles. I can go way further than that.
really okay. You really want a tiebreaker? Okay,
Hell
Yeah.
yeah!
Oh yes, it's
Hell yeah!
you said last man standing or last
okay,
sovereign standing.
okay. Tiebreaker, same kind of roll. So
Is
let me
is
see.
um is what about RUR?
He doesn't drink.
He can't be
Yeah, he
affected by
can't.
alcohol at all, or even pretend to.
All right, doing carouse roll with a boon. Oh, starting to wane. I got a 5.
Okay, so try. We need a roll for Tomo, and I need a roll for Gigs.
So well,
Uh,
Tomo doesn't roll with the boon, and he still rolls double six plus two.
uh-huh.
Come on, line them up. I'm starting to feel a little
Holy
tingle in my
cow!
hands. I'm starting to feel a
Holy
little
cow!
Oh,
tingle.
whoa.
Is that normal?
Well, you got a +2 endurance. Okay, so that helped you there. And the best possible roll with +2 endurance makes 14. Okay, I'm noting this down in my notes here. Tiebreaker.
That's why I hired you on the crew, Tomo. You got this.
Justin
Tomo
says
is the
that with a
man.
Exclamation point. Okay.
Justin
Um,
says that with a massively slurring. The Captain Wilson
Virgil.
says that.
Yep.
Virgil is passed out under the table. Or
Yeah,
no,
we
I'll let
kind
I'll let
of.
I'll let Tony describe it. How is Virgil right now with a 5 roll?
Oh, he's a bit shaky on his feet right now, but he's not
Yeah.
actually. He's not under the table, but he's going. Oh
You
man,
rolled
I
with a
got.
boon and you only got a 5.
Yeah, I know. At least,
Okay.
hopefully, in the next day, I will not have a hangover.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Terrible. 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 Let me roll the Clayman, and he was just a well, he was just a certain thing. He's just 2d6 plus 1, and there's no way he can beat Tomo's roll anyway.
Unless he's cheating like Virgil was.
Oh, still
No.
a 5 as well. So Gig the Clayman makes a kind of disgusting, embarrassing collapse as well. And the attendants here, server staff, are a little bit looking a little bit disconcerted because you guys went all the way with alcohol to the limits of human and sophont ability.
Yeah,
You guys, they're asking
we
like
were.
stuff like, "You guys need help."
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I tell you what though, get another round in.
almost this.
Yeah.
Well, it's your friends I'm worried about.
Ronnie stopped drinking once he started to get a little tipsy. He knew he wasn't going to be last man standing with a 6 endurance. He's kind of a small guy.
Well, when you're trying to raise your shot glass to your hand and you miss your head by a foot, it's generally going to naturally make you stop drinking. So that's a natural
Yeah,
limit to how much you
he
can drink
called it.
shots.
Yeah, he called it whenever he started to
Yeah.
get tipsy.
The mouth
So
the
he's a
mouth
little
becomes a
sloshed. But,
the mouth becomes a harder and harder target, obviously. So
oh yeah,
okay, so the night sort of goes like that, and everybody's gonna stagger out of the bar, say, "This is the best night I've ever had.
Carry a
Best
couple of.
night. You're
I'll
my
carry a couple of claimants if they need to
yeah."
carry
And the
back to their ship or to their
Claymans are
hotel.
saying stuff like, Big Man Mountain, you're the best friend we've ever had. You're the best friend we've ever had, Mr. Mountain Man.
That's
yeah,
me.
Mountain
Does
Human. Yeah, Mountain Human. They make some jokes about mountains and humans, and yeah, his big
well,
wall of
I'd
flesh,
slap
and
him on the
everybody
back, but I'm
jiggles
afraid I
at
might
that.
hurt him.
Yeah, of
Do
course.
any of our guys need to be carried home?
No, I'm fine.
You might need some
Ronnie's okay.
you might need some taxis or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're in Acapulco, you're gonna have to probably get onto some transit to go home.
yeah.
But
Ronnie's not
anyway,
soon to drive, but
yeah,
he will pay for a taxi.
very successful drunken spectacle. Now, being drunk in public on a low law level world, uh, I'd ask somebody to make an easy roll to avoid police attention, and then if anybody has admin, that would probably be the best person to roll because
Okay,
they could deal with
yeah.
the
Well,
law.
the only sober person here is Astria.
There we
Aha,
go.
okay.
Astro should make a roll.
Does Astria? I think Astria does have something with admin, doesn't she?
I have admin, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got admin.
Oh, hello,
Uh,
Jen. Hi.
hey,
I did not
yeah.
notice when you came in.
No, I was
She's
just
pretty good at it.
Okay. Basically, there's been some disgusting drinking game or drinking contest on what amounts to St. Patrick's Day. Um, and I can take
Yeah,
control. I momentarily gave a little control to,
The
whoops,
captain.
Yeah.
Justin. Okay,
Yeah.
so now I'll remove that. So just Jen can control this.
yeah. We had a grand old time with
Oop.
the crew of the Surf Sailor.
Yeah.
Mm,
Astria refused to partake in a
of course.
disgusting spectacle,
That's
but
right.
Yeah, it was a
what
dumb
happened
drinking
is
contest.
that
Mm.
Tony asked if there was a drug that helps counter the effects of alcohol,
Oh, of course there is.
and it turns out only Virgil and
Mm.
Brogan and Ved ended up taking this drug. Despite that, Virgil rolled only a 5 with the boon effect that it gave. That was disgusting. Well, there was 3 who survived the first round, and then there was a tiebreaker round. Very funny. You can hear it
it,
all in the
it, it was Brian and Tomo and myself survived out of our crew, and there was one of the claimants, and I basically rolled really bad, and Brian rolled really well. So
Mm.
yeah, unbelievable. Okay, but now the question is you want to avoid attention by the law, so I'm asking you to make an easy roll, which is roll 2d6 and get a 6 or more. This is not such a law-abiding world, but if you have admin, you can add that as a bonus.
Well, admin skill level is a 0, but
It's a 0. Okay,
yeah.
but you
So
have a
there's
DM
2d6.
to that. Oh, no, I'm sorry,
No,
sorry.
no.
Sorry,
You have
it
one
won't
advantage though. You're
directly
sober.
apply. Yeah.
So
Okay, roll to see 6 or more. I'd probably allow you a bonus of 1 just out of general education and intelligence. You can
all
act
can
like a
right.
I?
spokesperson.
Am I able to
Okay,
assist?
because
I do have.
Really, you were wasted.
yeah, I have
Virgil.
a modifier of
Well,
1 for intellect.
yeah, Tomo can probably be of assistance as well because but
8.
I'm making it very easy. Okay, no
Just
problem then.
straight
Without any
2d6.
further ado, you and the Tlaymans bunch up into taxis and go to your respective hotels at different resorts. You're some distance away from each other, but the humans with a little supervision from Astria. Astria makes sure that the 8 humans all get home to the beach town of Nova Corinto, and everybody's saying, "This is the best night we've had," and they're all acting very drunk. Those who partook, but Astria is completely above it all, as it
Mhm.
turns out. Okay, so
Designated driver.
yeah, very good, very good. A wonderful time. Um, now um, you came to Flostono on whatever the day it was. I think it was according to the calendar. I had to retcon one date here.
Excuse me.
Officially, you jumped to Flostono and arrived at day 71, day 71, 72. You did settle in your resort. If it's a 6 day vacation package, but those are Verdulan days. 6 times 28 hours probably works out to about 7 times
Mm-hmm.
24-hour days. Just working out the arithmetic here.
Hmm.
Yeah, 6 times 28-hour days because the vacation packages are done on Verdulan time. Well, okay, it still works out to exactly 1 week, no matter what. Very easy. So 71 plus 7 makes 78. So your vacation will pretty much end on day 78. So that's a reasonable time since you'll be without accommodations. That's a reasonable time to get back on your ship and travel to your next stop. Day 78, end of. Um, so you have the next day and the day after that. That's you can still do tropical beach resort stuff. Does any player have any thoughts about any special actions? Depending on your specialty. Now, does Ronnie want to risk purchasing drugs or doing anything like that anymore? You
Um,
were very lucky
with
the other time.
yeah, with the all the attention from the show, he's gonna try to maybe keep a low profile. So he's tempted to break into the hotel security system just for fun.
Really?
Yeah, just see what kind of security they've got on their local network.
Okay, so how is your attitude? Is it like cautious probing or is it gung
Just
ho all out
now, just kind of poking around. Maybe might get an angry letter from the sysadmin, but he's not gonna.
poking around?
Yeah,
Okay,
just
let's
for
see.
just curiosity.
Okay, let me see. Well, I would assume an average level of security. Um, I think you can. How about you simply click the specialty role? Well, okay, if your specialty is computers, you have to click that button with the three asterisks. You
Uh
don't
huh.
click main electronics button, but the button below that
Got
means
it.
the specialty computers. Click that and see what the flat result is that you get.
Yeah. See what happens. Ah, an 8. What's their security look like? Do I get any information off of them?
Well, you're confronted with an array of passwords, and you probably have evidence of things like a firewall and so on. If you wanted to
Alright.
try a roll again, you
Ooh.
can tell me what kind of, apart from your computer skill level, you can tell me if you have any other sort of edge or advantage. Most of the time, when people hack somebody, it's because they sort of dipped into an office and opened drawers and found out where people
Yeah.
scribbled their passwords or something like that. There's no electronic way to hack an unknown password, but you try to find it through other means. Date of birth of
Well,
the
there's ways
staff.
to do
Let's see.
that.
There are. Okay. Well,
Rainbow tables and stuff like that. Yeah. But
what kind of advantage are you trying to apply?
um, uh, hmm. I'm just I'm curious about the hotel's financial records, and I think I'm going to let's see. Hang on. Hmm, I have broker's skill, which might help me. No, maybe not. Um, hmm, maybe from my investigation. I have investigate skill as well. I'm good at that. I don't know.
Okay. Investigate skill doesn't really apply to anything that's electronic manipulation
Yeah,
things, but it is detective work, not
yeah.
initial impressions, but long-term effort and
Yeah,
data collection, and we're drawing conclusions from that.
yeah. I was trying to look into their records and see if they're crooked or not, just for curiosity's sake. If the hotel's honest or if they're like I don't know, look in the books or whatever.
You want to check. You want to check their financial records. Well, they accept money for accommodating people in a certain number of rooms, in their place, and they
Yeah.
have a certain beachfront, and they have income from the income from the accommodations and expenses to maintain the
So
grounds and everything like that. You're looking for things out of the ordinary that don't fall
yeah.
that don't fit
So
that pattern.
if it looks like they're all on the up and up, then I'll leave it be. But
Uh-huh.
I'm curious if I spot anything odd.
Okay. Let me say that if you want to hack financial stuff, tell me if you have some kind of edge because I'm going to make it um, a difficult roll, which is 10 or more, and an effect may matter. If you have a very bad effect, your attempt will be detected, and they'll say that, hey, so and so in this room number tried to hack into our computer system, but the wires lead right back to him. So,
Yeah.
what kind of advantage do you want to put in play?
Hmm. Can't think of anything. Maybe I should just
Yeah.
back off. This seems like a waste of time.
I know that Traveler Mongoose Second Edition just put out a nice big volume on robots with a nice big price. Haven't bought it
Oh
yet,
yeah.
although that was right up my line for what I wanted to do with the Fredeans. Um,
Yeah.
I have not heard anywhere where Traveler Mongoose handles cyberpunk type things and hacking and security and intrusion
Yeah.
countermeasures. I do not know of any rules in Traveler like that,
I
but I
I have
suspect that
house
you're
rules
correct.
for that I picked up
House
somewhere,
rules?
but yeah, I've never seen
Okay,
any official rules for it. You'd have to like port something from like
okay.
Saibatsu or whatever.
All right. Well, you have the regular computer skills. You go to school, you go to a computer college, you learn the usual computer things. You have been tinkering with hacking programs. So I'm going to say that you can make your computer roll, but when it asks you for a modifier in that little box, add a +1 because of some kind of homebrewed hacking programs you have set up. You have not really talked about getting really official programs from anybody. You don't have the government stuff necessarily, but make your
Alrighty.
roll 2d6 plus computers +1 modifier
All right.
and see if you can make a 10 with that. And the effect will matter because a very low effect will mean you're detect.
Alrighty. Let's audit this hotel. Oh, hang on. Oh, 9. Just missed. But yeah. Oh
Okay,
well.
so the effect is -1, but if you jack out of your system very quickly, they won't
Yeah.
really have time to trace the origin of what's going on. You have removed all trace and
Okay.
jacked out. Tells you nothing about their finances, though.
That's all right.
Uh,
It was only
all right,
a test
all right.
anyway.
Just a test. That's your only attempt. You're just doing
Yeah.
this for
Just
kicks.
yeah.
Okay,
Just probing them, see what's what.
okay,
Keep
okay,
my skills sharp and all that. I haven't made
okay. So
any
you
attempts for a while.
okay. So you're not detected, but you don't find out anything. Now, physically, you have been at this hotel for a few days. I don't know if anything would really arouse your suspicions physically. I mean, not talking about computer records, but there doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
anything wrong with this resort. But
Yeah.
remember, this is a balkanized world. Many, many different communes work in the resort industry. That's pretty much the only thing to do here. Um, the planet is agricultural. It's not a manufacturing center or has anything else going to it except for the scenery. That's how it is here. And
Yeah.
anyway, anybody else have anything they want to do for the remaining portion of the vacation time to day 78?
Not really.
Let's pick up some
No.
passengers to Sapphire.
Oh, that might be an idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well,
Huh.
you're not going to Sapphire. You wanted to do the job with the Savrettes, and the
Yep.
Savrettes want you to go first to Ribicure, and Ribicure would be going by way to Prenglaro. Oh, let me put you back on the Floston
I was
the main
thinking doing
map.
2 jump 2s, going to Sapphire and then going up
Mm.
to
Oh, okay, you can
Rivicor.
do that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Because Sapphire just seems like it's got more population. It's a water world, so there's stuff that they would be selling there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're looking for freight to go to. I thought you were
Sapphire.
going to jump to Prenglaro and then to Ribicure. You can jump to Sapphire and then to Ribicure. I will make just one note, just one observation. You can do that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't have anything prepped at all for Sapphire, but we'll see what the planet is like. That's fine. But here's a thought for you, uh, not to dissuade you, but just something to consider. When I track it like that and like that, you notice that you're crossing the border twice, once to go to the Frontier Federation, and then again to go back to the Verdulan Federation. Uh,
They might be
a
sus.
a member of the
Yeah.
apparato. Well, you have crossed the border the first time, and you went back across the border to go to Bellerophon only. But Flostona wanted the foodstuffs from Bellerophon. All the paperwork checked out. That's fine. Um, but you're crossing the border for an unknown reason to go to Sapphire, then you're crossing back. You're not carrying, well, you're carrying ordinary freight, and freight does exist, that is shipped across the border, such freight. It's
All
just
right,
a
so
little
I'll
more
make a weak
sus.
attempt to find freight to Frengarlo and passengers to Frengarlo, and
Prenglaro,
then
yeah.
and then I'll have that on the record, like, oh, we couldn't find anybody.
I looked at the travel rules for determining how much freight is available, or, freight of all kinds that is available to just ship from one planet to another. It's largely a function of population. I think
Mm.
you're only in trouble and unable to fill your if it's very low population origin world and very low population destination world. But between Flostona and Prenglaro, as far as I knew from the rules, there wasn't anything to worry about. You can collect all 57 tons of freight to Prenglaro. An all water world like Sapphire might demand more freight, but I completely forget what Sapphire's stats are.
I posted
Nothing
it.
wrong with Sapphire. I'm just adding that extra observation about crossing the border twice and what that might do. Uh,
I just know Sapphire is higher tech, so I'm like thinking maybe we buy high tech and then sell it on Ribicor. That's only tech 9.
Let me go through, let me find all of Sapphire's stats just for consideration. Here we are. And I cut and paste all that. Yeah, it's a satellite of a larger world, water world, non-industrial. Okay, so uh, I guess the only stats in Mongoose second edition terms are, let's see if I can cut and paste the Sapphire stats. Yeah, here they are. Okay, I'm going to forget that. Okay, there's two stats that don't really apply, but and okay, so it's an entirely. Here are the stats for Sapphire. Size 6 world, atmosphere 7, which is tainted, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrographic A, so it's almost
Completely
100%
water.
ocean world. Population level 5, which is in the hundreds of thousands. Government level 7, that's another of those balkanized worlds. Law level 5. Tech level C, which is ABC 12. Wow, okay. Um, Now, because of the low population, commerce might be a little tougher. It might be a little tougher to get enough freight to go from Ostono to Sapphire. Could possibly do it. I don't know if you'll entirely fill your entire hold. Okay, I'm just going to roughly say that's what is likely to happen. And their exact population is, well, 900,000 people, about.
And we lost him again. We're not having good luck with
On the
the
internet
old
today, no.
Discord.
It's been all over the place.
Oh well, that happens sometimes.
It does on the big jobs.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I think I lost contact for a little
Yep,
while.
that's okay.
Okay, so I posted the stats for Sapphire in Roll20,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lower population world. Population is about 900,000 people. If you want to get ordinary freight, you may not entirely be able to fill your hold for whatever freight is being shipped from Flostono to Sapphire. That's probably agricultural products and the things that Flostono produces.
Sand.
Um, but Sapphire is a higher tech world. It's an entire water world, but it's tech level C, which is 12. They're non-industrial though. If they manufacture some high-tech equipment, you can probably sell it on the tech-starved world. Like Prenglaro is a tech-starved world. Um, I have now prepared some interesting uh, maps in the handouts, the planet section of the handout. Sorry, handouts, campaign info, planets. I have this handout for Prenglaro, and their tech level's only 6 over in Prenglaro, so they can barely sustain the tech to to maintain atmosphere in their domes and their habitats and so on. And Ribicure is a little better. Well, Ribicure is normal at tech level 9. Um, you might be able to sell a lot of useful things between uh, Sapphire and Prenglaro if you want to. Or you can jump to Prenglaro and then to Ribicure, just doing things like freight. So just very quickly, which way do you prefer? Do you prefer to go by way of Sapphire or by way of Prenglaro?
Uh, I was thinking of like sneakily grabbing some people and taking them across the border. Maybe you can charge a higher price for that or something.
That's
Because you
very
said that
possible.
was a possibility.
Ah, you want to do
Um,
smuggling.
Yeah, it's
Ronnie
considered
can help.
it's
Open
considered a
smuggling.
more criminal thing by the Verdulans. The Frontier Federation is more about raw freedom, so wouldn't consider that as a crime. The secret services of the Frontier do not cooperate with the secret services of the Verdulan on that matter. Um, it's just like when in the communist countries, people were like going over the wall, under the wall, through the wall to get out of communism. It's a little bit like that, but not too seriously. There's still a bit of traffic like that, but you'd be sort of operating against the Verdulan law if you did that. Um, but for some of you characters, the law doesn't really concern you too terribly much. I'm getting that sense over the sessions. But what about physically? You have the Steppenwolf ship. The ship says you have
so we
10
don't have
staterooms.
that cargo.
Yeah, we stored that.
And
Yeah.
do we have the luxury goods or did we put that in?
Ronnie
Not
still wanted to move 1 ton of what was it?
precious metals.
Yeah,
Precious
that's
metals.
still there.
Okay. If you bought it, it's there. It's tonnage, 13.5 cubic meters of space is a ton. Um, so you have that, and if you swing the deal later, you get the appropriate profit. That's fine. That's just 1 ton. But the common raw materials, you decided not to take common raw materials now, but you've optioned it for about 4 weeks from now, maintaining about the same price, which is a fairly safe bet. There are fewer huge fluctuations in price on the same planet. Um, the market stabilizes across space, that sort of thing. But if you want to carry some other cargo like simple freight or something, it depends on where you're going next. So are you headed more to Sapphire or more to Prenglara? What is the tendency here?
I don't know. True, what do you
I,
think?
I personally don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither of them I think would be good for taking our basic materials that we have in storage. They're both non-industrial. Um, I don't know. We might make more money on passengers if we cross the border, but it's a little more dangerous. Um,
There are 10 staterooms, and you've taken up 8 staterooms for yourselves. So if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken, there are 2 staterooms left. Let's shift momentarily to the far traded
yeah.
map. Now that doesn't tell me something because okay, some people have labeled their staterooms, their names. Rogan, Wilson, and Tomo has taken a stateroom next to the common area kitchen. Ronnie, C, other people are missing, but I count the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the upper level, 8, 9, 10 in the cabin level near the bridge. Uh, that's 10 staterooms, and you're 8 people, so you can fit 2 passengers in regular staterooms for high or middle passage. You can cram more people in the low berths, but then in emergency you wouldn't have the use of those low berths unless you say, too bad, and you ditch the frozen corpses of these people
Yeah,
out into space and use the low berths for yourselves.
they're not
That's
going to
always
feel
a grim
anything.
scenario. So 2 staterooms is what you have to work with. You can advertise them as available to go for a trip from Bostono to Sapphire. You can do that. But that would net you 2 passengers at high passage or middle passage. And Tomo's cooking tends to turn high into middle anyway.
What are you saying?
What am I implying? Oh, nothing, nothing, nothing.
No,
I,
no.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
But hey,
Yeah, we
he's
might
had
not be able to
exposure
make
on
much
a
Hey,
on
we both
cooking
got
passengers.
show.
steward skill now, me and Tomo. That's why we're picking up
That's
people.
true. That's
Oh
true.
yeah,
Yes, Tomo officially. If we go to the steward row,
I'm steward 0 now.
yeah,
right
Wow.
on.
yeah. Steward 0, that's fine. It's
It's
sort of
better than
like
it was before.
it is. It's true, and it's unmodified, no, not negatively modified. So
No
that's
longer
good.
insult the passengers.
Yeah, yeah. But
Just their taste buds.
to brag to brag about Steward 0 or 0 anything is sort of like, look, I'm a community college graduate.
Hmm. Screwy
I have
stuff.
my diploma. Never mind.
You know,
Okay.
There's you don't insult the guy who's got the ability to spit in your food.
Yeah, yeah. Who
You'd
controls the
never do
famous
Yeah.
that,
pot
though.
of beans?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, but that's a thought. You can take 2 passengers in addition to any cargo or freight that you want to consider. If you advertise it properly, such and such a ship, congenial crew, giant mountain of a man for security. Although your best shot, I think, who's your best shot? I think it's Virgil, the
Yeah, I think
laser.
Virgil's definitely our gun guy.
But
Who's our
Tomo has
gunners?
certain psychological advantages for security purposes. Okay, So, how do you want to do that? Do you want to advertise passage from Flostono to Sapphire or Flostono to Prenglaro? I need a decision on which direction you're going.
Let's see if we can pick up passengers to Sapphire, and if we can't, then we'll go to the other place. We're going
Fair
to
enough.
Prengarlo.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to see if the rule book has anything to say about the availability of passengers. I'm using the updated edition. I don't think they had any particular changes there. Passengers, freight. Okay, seeking passengers. Having enough staterooms is one thing, but you have to find them first. Okay, roll 2D on the passenger traffic table 4 times, once each for low, basic, middle, and high passengers, and apply the following modifiers. Well, anybody can make 4 2D6 rolls. Justin, since it's kind of a financial thing, you can make 4 2D6 rolls, and they are low, basic, middle, and high passage, and that'll tell you how many are available on planet. But there are modifiers to these rolls, which I will apply.
Okay, so you just want me to do D6s, right?
4 2D6 rolls in a row.
Okay.
And basic is a different new kind of passage to me, so I think they slipped
I
that
think it's
into the
steerage.
rules. It's like steerage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
Okay. So we got a
speaking of
lot of low and a
steerage,
lot of high.
okay. Now there is a modifier. There are modifiers to add to all of those 4. The first number is low, second number is basic, third number is middle, fourth number is high, which is 10, pretty good. And you do have 2 staterooms. Now you have to make a broker, carouse, or streetwise check. As the captain,
Yeah.
you have the highest broker skill, unless somebody really
Yeah, I
beats
think I'm
you in
going
a
to use
carouse or
broker.
streetwise. Okay, so it's you and it's broker skill to use. So the effect of your roll is what I'm looking for. Just click broker. Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah.
Since 8 plus is asked for, the effect is a big +5.
Ooh,
That's the
nice.
effect consequence, and that applies to all the 4 numbers. But there's also a list of modifiers. Um, the chief steward, the dice modifier is the highest steward skill on ship. Well, that's 0, so no effect. Rolling for high passengers is a DM of -4. Rolling for low passengers is a DM of +1. So I'm putting +1 on low and -4 on high. No effect for all the others. For both source and destination worlds, apply these dice modifiers having to do with world population, starport type, and whether they're amber zones or red zones. They are not. So world population. Sapphire, I put down the stats already.
5.
Population level is 5, which is okay, not bad. It's a +1 to everything. But the population of Flostono, as you know from the map, population is 8, and 8 grants you a DM of +3 everywhere. Okay, so because Flostono is relatively highly populated, some people will tend to go to Sapphire. Starport level is a factor as well. This is a starport level B. So is Sapphire. So B and B +1 each. And then the fact that they are separated by 2 parsecs, well, that gives each parsec of destination past the first DM -1. So middle and high passage is what you have, to offer that'll get you the most money. Middle passage is 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 minus 1. That's figuring out 3, 6,
8.
7, 8. Okay, so the roll is, this gives the number of potential passengers seeking passage. So you do have enough middle passage clients possible. And then the other one for high passage is 10 minus 4 plus 1 plus 3. That's another 4, so that cancels out. 10 plus 1 plus 1 minus 1, so that makes 11 high passage. So you have a potential 8 people looking for middle passage, 11 looking for high passage. So in this case, probably because of the higher population of Bostona, you will find at least 2 people to answer your ad and take passage on your ship. So you want 2 passengers. Here's a random passenger table, which is interesting. I'm going to make some secret rolls.
All right, let's look at how many low berths we have.
Want to fill the low berths as well?
I'm thinking about it, but I would prefer not to kill people if we get in a combat
Yeah,
situation.
there's a chance you may need the low burst yourselves, but you've been doing pretty well on jumps in general so far. You have how many low bursts available?
I don't see it.
It's on the Steppenwolf sheet somewhere.
It says I got 10 staterooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but low burst takes a
10.
certain amount of space.
Yeah, I don't know
It
where
should
that
be in
And
there
are
is.
they
somewhere.
emergency low berths or are they full low berths?
Chips locker.
Yeah, the sheet for a far trader will tell you how many they have.
Oh, they might be on the bottom and all that.
Oh, some of these things open up into let's see, what am I thinking of? Systems. Oh, let's see.
I'm looking at its character sheet. I can't see nothing.
Oh, try the bio info. Maybe maybe it was mentioned there. No.
Hmm.
Huh. Okay. Well, the book itself will tell you what a far trader has. If we happen to miss that detail, no one was thinking about the low berths.
Ship's locker,
So far trader,
ship's
far trader, far
computer.
trader. Uh,
Okay, I have editing power, so I'll add it in there.
yeah.
Once I get it.
Common spacecraft chapter. Standard designs exist on both sides of the frontier border. Low berths. Yeah, low berths are 6 low berths only. You're already screwed if you have 8 crew. It says standard stateroom standard times 10, but only 6 low berths according to the far trader sheet, and you didn't
Cool.
do any customizations. 6.
All right, let's not get any of the people with low berths.
Yeah, you'll be
No low
playing an interesting
passage.
game of musical chairs if it ever comes to an emergency.
Not
Yep.
really, no.
No, why not?
No. I'd put on a vac
So let's
suit, let them
discuss this.
jump
Who
in,
gets a
and
low
then
berth and who doesn't?
it's easy. You put on a vac suit, let them jump in, let them frost, and then take them out and hop in their stead. You just don't bring them around.
So it's
People are
not a
gonna.
first goes, it's a
No,
last
Yeah.
goes.
it's actually
Jen,
the
what
last
does
goes of the
Astria
people who
say?
survive.
What does Astria say about this? Given her Hippocratic oath and all that.
Well, she'd be
What do you
one
mean?
that stays behind.
What? Say what?
We have only 6 low berths. Apparently, there's a crew of
Oh,
8.
okay.
Nobody
So,
noticed that before.
And the captain should go down with his ship. So there you go. It's all done and dusted.
What?
Yeah,
what?
there you go. I got rest of you guys. How do you feel about that?
You're just booting me and Astria out?
Well,
What?
she has a
Where are we gonna?
Hippocratic oath, and she needs to follow
What?
that to maintain her integrity
Well,
and
so what are we
ethics.
gonna? So what are we gonna do? Just wait around till you guys come back?
No. I'd give you all my air supplies. I won't need them. I'll be in the low berth.
Yeah, it's just joking around a bit, but it turns out there's
Oh,
only 6 low berths in the standard far trader,
Yeah. And there's 8 of
unless you
oh,
us.
actually
And there's
spend.
8 of us.
oh! I
Did you actually spend money
see.
at the start of the campaign to buy more low berths? I think you
No,
may have bought. Didn't
I
you
don't
buy
think
2
we
more?
did. I
Nope.
didn't think
no.
about that.
Never
You
I
did.
need half a
I
million to
wanted to
buy
buy
an
more
emergency
medic
one.
stuff.
Yep. You need a half a
I've
million to buy an
got
emergency one that has 4 low berths in it. That would cover us nicely.
I've got this. What is that? Ship's card. Ship shares? Does that make a difference? Ship shares.
Ship shares.
No.
Oh, you own
No.
Ship
own
shares
ship.
convey a great benefit, but I don't think I clearly defined what a ship share did.
No,
Oh,
I just got 2 ship shares.
Shivers.
well, 2 ship
You are
shares gives you
rich.
a regular income.
Oh.
The
I
other
don't
thing,
mention the lack of low berths to our new passengers.
no,
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, good
okay.
call.
Hmm.
Do you want me and Vid to mock up an extra couple of pretend low berths? Should they go looking?
Is Richard here by the way? Not yet.
No.
No. Okay.
Once we're in jump, that's what me and Vid will do. We'll rig up a
What? So we're
something.
going anyway. So I don't understand what the problem is if we're going
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
Yeah. It does not
What
concern you
is
before.
the deal? Yeah.
Yeah. Now that
What
you have
is the
passengers, it might
deal?
start to be a selling factor.
Yeah, now that we've
Yeah.
mentioned it, it's going to come into play.
Yeah. Titanic level ambiance. Not enough lifeboats.
No.
Okay. And I was looking, just checking something else with passenger rules. Okay. So availability of passengers in absolute numbers is like 8 and 11. So, 11 people are looking for high passage at the at this exact time. And then I'm just checking to see what else the traveler rule books say. As if I like a fool should consult a rule book rather than just winging it. But I just want to see what the official text says. Passengers. And well, no, there was simply an amusing table to I could do a roll to see what type of passenger you're getting in terms of personality. So I'm making a secret roll. Secret roll. Oh, that didn't scan too well. Hang on.
They're paying for high passage.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine. Most of the time, you get normal passengers. Um, Here you get like a couple, um, and they have a legitimate business on Sapphire visiting relatives, so they are not considered a flight risk from the Verdulan Federation or anything like that. The intent is to visit relatives because, as you know, there's a bit of mixing along the border. Verdulans in the Frontier Federation and Frontier people in the Verdulan Federation, or English-speaking, English-descended people, that sort of thing. So visiting relatives, all above board, their papers are in order. And the apparato, I want to see papers and things, even from your passengers. So random name, I'm going to say, we'll give these passengers name. Of, let's see. Antonio Clarido and let me see. Like that. They're a couple. They don't share the same last name though, and they give their names like that. They're about 35-ish, and they have made a long-term vacation to be able to travel more than 1 parsec, more than 2 parsecs, and visit relatives. But they need passage for the last leg of their trip, which is to Sapphire. Um, so you seal the deal. High passage nets you for. Oops, what's the fee?
Should be 10, shouldn't it? 10,000, or is it more
Over
in
two
mongoose?
parsecs. Traveler Mongoose is a bit different, but over 2 parsecs, they pay 14,000
Whoa.
credits each.
Not bad.
2 parsec passage is 14,000 credits, or about 28,000 euros in their currency.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Paperwork is in order. You're leaving in a day and a half. So they're fine with that. And the high passage gets, well, like a certain expectation of service, equivalent of a luxury cruise or flight in first class, comfortable quarters, well, the staterooms are, good food and staff to wait on hand and foot are expected. One steward handles two people easily, but that'll be pretty much um, Tomo's job. Here's some interesting consequence. If Tomo is acting as a steward full time, um, or at least part of the time, his study time might be in danger and he might fall behind 1 week behind all the rest of the people. Um, they have a stateroom, 1 ton of cargo space, and one level of steward per 10 passengers. Uh,
Well,
cargo
what's
space is needed.
Brian? What are you studying? Because I'm studying for another level in steward. So I feel like I can study and steward at the same time.
Yeah, is that what you?
I'm studying the ukulele.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
those who
swords.
already did a skill rule check can put down in their sheet
Yeah, I've
what
got
they're doing for the next eight weeks.
I've done mine. I've done my one.
Okay,
I'm going for the skill art instrument.
They might
okay.
enjoy that.
If you write that down, you spend 8 weeks on it. But I think Tomo may fall 1 week behind because he's in service, full time to take care of these two passengers, wash dishes, and so on. Um, I'm going to probably roll a reaction roll when they first see him. They're told there is a steward. They didn't see him yet. That'll be interesting.
My uniform.
Antonio and Tamara. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm just
Um,
saying that may happen, or I may make a roll to say that he might miss his week if he's spending too much time. But you're not servicing 10 people, you're just serving 2 people. So it's probably not so bad, and I'll probably let you still study. Um, you might lose a bit of sleep, but that's all. Okay, so what about freight? Is it freight or cargo that you're bringing to Sapphire?
I don't have any money for cargo. I spent it all on the raw
On,
materials.
yeah, for the
So I
common
guess
raw
we got to take
materials.
freight.
Okay. Um, it would not be too hard to get freight, but since there is some space occupied by the well, actually, no, they're just traveling. They're not relocating. They're just traveling to visit relatives. So I'm going to say that they don't use any significant.
So I think we got 6 tons um, being taken up.
I think 5 tons is being taken up by the special cargo, the one that was you know uh, given to you by Mr. Cardozo.
And 1 ton from Jeremy's character.
Yeah,
Don't
five
remember.
tons.
yeah.
Don't.
5 tons is
Yeah.
supposed to ultimately go to Technica. 1 ton is for Ronnie, precious metals,
Yep.
and that leaves, since the Steppenwolf's maximum capacity is cargo,
63, isn't it?
63 tons.
57. We got
Okay,
57 left.
that's right. And you don't really have to subtract any of that because of the passengers, because they're not relocating completely. They're not. It's not moving day. In other words, they're just visiting. Um, so you have 57 tons that you can fill up with freight. 2 parsecs now. Yeah, it's 2 parsecs. You can get 1,600 credits per ton for a 2 parsec jump. Okay, so you're all loaded and ready. Any other preparations before you leave Flostono on whatever day it is, day 78?
So we filled up all 57 tons.
Yeah, you may have to purchase more life support because you have passengers now.
I
You
thought
want to
we were
top up on
pretty
life support?
good. 8 people for 3 maintenance periods.
Yeah, that's a lot, but now you have 10 people, so it'll cut off. You have plenty of life support, but it'll use up your life support a touch more, is all I'm saying. But you don't have to buy new life support now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna yet.
Okay. It just play with the arithmetic a little bit later. Okay, so you're ready? You're set up for a 2 parsec jump. Paperwork for the passengers is all done. Paperwork for the freight is all done. The apparatoi are not complaining in any respect. So, you know, you have the approval. You're leaving the beautiful Verdulan Federation again. You've crossed the border. You crossed the border once before. Um, and you make your way up into space. For that, you need a piloting roll. Oh, and no,
Brogan.
I'm not going to use tokens for the 2 passengers, but they are in 2 of the staterooms down here. That's fine. That's not a problem. Oops. I don't have the pointer tool here. There we go. Okay, so piloting roll, which is normally what Jerry does for Brogan. Somebody still has control of
Yeah, I'll do
Brogan's
that.
sheet.
Hang on. Give me one tick. Piloting roll.
Just a matter of taking off from the idyllic planet of Flostono, getting up into
Pilots.
space.
Pilot spacecraft.
Yeah, that's it. So you click the little 3 asterisks next to
Oh,
that.
I actually passed one of his rolls.
That's good.
Pass.
We are very happy about that one.
Oh, because
Yeah,
you're
well,
rolling
I've
with
failed
Boone.
every roll I made for him so far.
That's a
This is the
mistake
one to
though,
pass
because it
on.
says Boone. You didn't reset the to normal rolls.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was
Well,
from
that
the
was
drinking, I
probably
think.
he's probably doomed then.
Flip to normal, then re-roll.
Yay.
10.
No, you roll
Okay,
about
still
the
Ah,
same.
good. Still
excellent.
good. Okay, next step is about astrogation, which again is something that Brogan
I think
does.
that's.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
got that there. Yep, I got that.
I think Fed's the engineer.
Ved is the engineer for jump drive and maneuver drive. Somebody roll for Ved. Sorry, again, I'm forgetting things left and right, but it was Mantar who took on the role of Ved
Oh yeah.
if Richard is not here at the moment.
Okay, so what am I rolling for him?
This is engineering role. This is jump
Jump.
drive engineer.
All right,
You
here we
have
go.
to, yeah, be sure it's not, be sure no boon is left from the drinking contest. You have to switch back to normal roles. So there we go. Engineer jump drive. Okay. That's good. Okay, so very good. So a course has been laid in for this 2 parsec jump. The engineering role is very good. Oh, I would like, sorry, let me just note that pilot role, I'm sorry, I'm just doing too many things at once here. Pilot role is good. Astrogation role is good. Um, jump drive engineering role. I want you to make another engineering role for VED, which is the M drive engineering role.
Alrighty,
Make a roll for that.
here we go. Oh, nicely done.
Okay. Very, very good roll. Very sensitive. Now, what VED is detecting is that it's hardly measurable, but the whole ship is pulling to the right. There's some kind of imbalance between the anti-gravity things. So you think you're going straight, you're actually veering slightly to the right. You know, this is a sort of thing that can be corrected with just a little pressure on the stick or the ship stick, so to speak. But you think that there's something wrong with one of the anti-gravity repulsors somewhere on the ship, and if it's pulling to the right, it means that the
Is this when
left
we're
side,
coming out of atmosphere or when we're in space?
when you're flying anywhere, anywhere other than in jump, you're
Hmm.
noticing this. It's like a steering that you think a
Okay.
steering is centered, but it's not on a car. So it's a
I
very
was just
slight.
curious if something was attached to us and that was causing drag.
Oh, okay. Well,
But no, it sounds more.
if you applied sensors to the skin of the starship, you could detect if that's the case. But you need a thing of a certain weight. Um,
Yeah.
It's probably not the weight. It's because there's an uneven pull of the little jump, not jump, but the anti-gravity units distributed around the ship, which provide your lift. One of them is out of alignment or something. That's what it seems to be. Or it could be a big weight suspended on one side of the ship that's not on the other side. But you can do a sensor roll to rule that out.
I'm gonna do a sensor roll.
Okay. And even I think even Astria is to the point where she can actually make a roll to assist, but it's already a pretty good sensor roll.
Yeah.
Does Jen want to do it like an assist roll anyway by clicking sensors
Well,
for?
okay. I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Let's
you are
see.
trained more for medical sensors, but it's the health of the skin. Good
Sure.
skin. Yeah,
Very good
so
skin.
yeah, so you're
Let's
checking
see.
out the complexion of the starship's skin, basically.
Have we applied foundation before we
Yes,
took off?
it has some analogy to medical sensors, but you're doing sensors in general, electromagnetic waves and the whole shit. So if you roll,
Okay. There you
Oh
go.
and
yeah.
yours is a success. So your effect is basically to add one. So there's a big 13 for sensors. So you can effectively rule out
Yay.
that there's anything being,
Okay.
parasiting off the sides of the ship or anything like that. You can both rule that out working
Astria,
together.
what's wrong
Okay.
with our ship's skin?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's very smooth.
Yeah, the
Okay.
ship's the ship's hull might need a moisturizer or maybe some kind of
We didn't
cleanse
apply
or
foundation.
yeah, foundation
Mm,
or
Yeah.
cleanse or something like
mm.
that. No, but no, it's clean. Everything's clean apparently. Okay, so very good. Normal jump. It's just that the maneuver drive pulls to the right a little bit.
Maneuver,
Something
not
to
the
fix.
gravitics, because we don't have gravitics as a
No.
skill, do we?
Well, the maneuver drive just does work on an anti-gravity principle. It lifts effortlessly off the
Okay,
ground regardless of your
rightio.
weight.
Well,
So
when
it's
we're
sort
in
of
jump,
gravitics.
once we get there, I'll try to see what's wrong, in the hope that it's going to help me with my maneuver drive skill up thing.
Oh, you want to check that? Okay.
When we're in
Who
jump,
else
I'll
has?
wait till we're out.
Yeah. I don't think anybody else has M drive other than Ved. Let me just check
I've
the
got
skill.
M drive 1 on wafer.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have it as -1.
that's because of my education or whatever, but it's a
Aha.
level 1 because of the
Okay.
wafer.
Well, you can look around and investigate. Even with your level of skill,
Hmm.
you sense that it might be a bit hard to fix this from the inside of the ship. Normally you're in dock and you can access things on the outside of the ship. The
Hmm.
little repulsor units, anti-grav things are neither inside nor outside. They might be close to the edge of the ship,
Okay,
bonded to
so,
the superstructure. Might be hard
well,
to get to.
once we've got into space, then that's when I'll start checking it over. Because we,
Yeah. You can see if you can try to access the problem through a Jeffries drive, and that might be a
hmm.
couple of rolls to figure out which
Okay,
repulsor unit is the problem and whether you can even access it from inside. I would make that latter roll maybe a Bane roll.
a Bane
So
roll. Hang on a second. I'll
a
have to
Bane
turn
roll,
that
yeah.
off.
Ved is
That's
qualified
not
to
my
do that,
roll.
but so are you.
Yeah, I'll put it into it.
Oh, that hurts.
No, it's not my roll. I didn't even have Bane on.
Oh my god, that would have
Everybody
Where?
turn
been
off
even
your
worse.
Bane. If you used
There.
your boon or Bane for something, turn that off.
Yeah. Well, I've got the
Turn to
Bane on
normal.
now, so because you said with the Bane roll, you want me
Yeah.
to roll it on.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
The Bane it says rolling with boon somehow. That's not Bane.
yeah. So here we go. With the Bane, I roll better, but not enough. Unless I needed a 6.
Yeah, not enough. But yeah, no problem. You you might even with your skill, you might locate which repulsor unit it is, but you can't get to it from inside. You have to have some, you have to
Okay. I'll
do
ask
something
the
to.
yeah. I'll ask Brogan how long have we got before we get into the jump space location.
We have a little app for that, right? 100.
Yeah.
Actually, I know the formula by heart now. It's 4,000 seconds divided by whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
in in the traveler utilities in the handouts, we have
Wouldn't it be
Steppenwolf
the
interplanetary time travel time calculator. How long will it take?
okay? How long will it take? But wouldn't it be
See.
off
Where's
the
Flustono?
gas giant,
Flustono
not
is
Flostono?
size 8.
I thought it was a moon around a gas giant.
It is okay. So
Wouldn't
maybe
the
the gas giant.
gravitational? Yeah, it'd be the gas giant's gravitational field.
Yeah, I didn't try to note what the gas giant's size is.
Size A. Anything over size A.
Yeah, if it's not in a near orbit, I don't know if it'll matter too much if it's orbiting a gas giant or not, as long as you pull away from the gas giant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to use 100 diameters of the
Okay.
actual planet, and a size 8 planet is 12,800 kilometers. So you got to go to 1,280,000 kilometers, and if I put that in the thing, 1,280,000 kilometers, and you have 1 G. Do you have 1 G only?
What? Well, what's
Yeah, we only have one thrust.
Okay.
1 G. Okay. So your travel time to get out into space to be able to do the jump is 6.29 hours. So it's a certain
Okay.
amount of time.
Then I'll get
You
into a
do the
vac
jump.
suit and I'll get out there and try to fix it before we get to the jump.
Oh, okay. You want to do that at acceleration. But that's the trouble. You're accelerating in 1 G, so the force is down, facing where your ship is leaving away from. You're sort of under gravity. But if you have crampons
Yep. Through all the safety
um,
gear. All the
yeah,
safety gear.
tethers, yeah,
Yep.
Don't let
tethers,
go.
things like that. Okay.
Yep.
And it turns out that you have to have access through the fuel scoops, but you're not using the fuel scoops at the moment.
Not in
You
space.
had hopefully filled up before.
Yep.
So crawling into the fuel scoops, you can stand on a surface, and so the gravity is not going to bother you.
Right. Did you want me to make
Um,
a vac suit roll?
yeah, I think that's a good idea. You're in vac suit conditions right
Yep.
now.
Boon, bane, or normal?
Normal.
Normal. Okay. Radio. I think I'm okay there.
Okay, good.
Yep.
And now the engineering M drive roll.
Radio. Just trying to get to it. My
There's
computer's
no
playing up.
bane anymore, so that's a normal roll since you
Normal.
got to the outside skin where it
Yep.
is.
Okay. Here we come on. Where are you?
Pull off some
M
appropriate
drive.
panels or unscrew panels.
Yep.
Get to the thing.
7. Still not enough.
Okay. All right. So it is running. You are able to adjust it while it is running. It is trying to, give the repulsion or anti-gravity lift to get this ship accelerating away
Mm-hmm.
from the planet and the gas giant. That's fine. You can adjust it while it is in motion. Um, it's a little difficult. Could Ved have done it better? Perhaps. To help, what I'm going to do is Ved can assist you, even if Ved is by radio.
Yep.
Ved can make an M drive roll to assist in this situation, since Sissery took the initiative to actually go out in vac suit. But
Okay.
um,
Ronnie.
you need to make a roll for
Enter.
Ved here.
Yep.
Roll your engineer J drive. Sorry, M drive. M drive.
There we go.
Okay, so
And
Yep.
success. 10.
Cool.
okay, that would push Sissery from a 7 to an 8. Ved assists. Okay, so you have made an adjustment now.
Cool.
So with this cooperation, even if Ved is just advising by radio or monitoring with video, um, managed to fix the slight thing. Now, it was not too much of a problem. It's something that could be lived with until you went to a professional, repair doc or something like that. But you fixed it, and you
Cool.
fixed it in time just before the jump. Do another vac suit roll to close up and get back into the ship.
Okay. God almighty. This character sheet is
I'm
hard to
always,
maneuver. Here we go.
yeah,
Boom and
the GM always hopes
Flying
and prays
off
for the
into
snake eyes, but
space.
no.
Oh,
Even under acceleration, it's very good. I don't see any problems. The effect is good. So you managed to
cool.
get in. Cicely gets in, takes off the vac suit, and so you're away. A nice normal jump.
Cool.
You are in a jump 1 week to go between um, Flustono, the paradise world of Flustono, and the rather beachless world of Sapphire. I'm going to take a very short personal break at the moment. The players can
Okay.
discuss what they want to do in this week of jump. You jumped, as I said, on day 78.
Well, I'll do my retaking my 1 week of training
Yeah.
in drive.
So 78 plus 7 is day 85 when you're expected to arrive. You're going to be very close to payday, which is day 90, by the way. Let me just take a break now for just a moment, and you can discuss what you plan to do during the week inside in jump.
Hopefully not poison the passengers or get
Yeah.
us a bad Yelp review.
Well, apply that wonderful stuff you did on the cooking show.
Right.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Jen, would your character know how to make a low berth?
What does that mean exactly?
Low berth's the one where you freeze people in the jump.
Oh, kind of like cryo state?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she would know that.
I'm just wondering if we get together and decide that we want to make a couple of our own, because I think I've got all the skills I need. I've
Think
got
she could do
electronics,
that?
mechanical, medical, science, bio, science, physics, science, chemistry, engineer.
She's got.
I think that would be everything you need to try to make one of these things.
Okay.
So we could
And with zero skill, it could be a skill still, right?
possibly.
As long as you have
Yeah.
a.
Well, I've got skill one because they're all from my wafer.
Oh,
Wafers that I
yeah.
got in my head. So, but I'm just thinking if we put one
Okay.
in your med bay, then you've got one to like quarantine or whatever somebody, or if you need to, you've got one to jump into.
Yeah, because she's got sensors, computers. She's
Oh, yeah, I've
got
got
medic.
sensors.
You know,
I don't have computer.
medic.
Okay, so we could try to make one up in the week. See what we come up with.
Yes, she has science.
Cool. What
Why do you want
sciences?
to make one? Why don't we just buy one?
You guys
Too
don't have the
expensive.
money though.
Yeah, cash flow, buddy, cash flow.
Well,
Yeah,
what are you so worried about?
I'm not worried. I just something to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Because if there isn't enough low berths and we have to get in them, I mean, I've already told you, Tomo will sit outside.
uh huh.
Everyone else can
There's
go in the low berths.
there's 8 of us and 6 low berths. We'd need 7.
Yeah, I realise that. So okay,
Yeah.
so me and somebody else.
Uh huh. Well, I just think it should be the captain because they always go down with the ship.
I'm back.
Okie dokie.
Now, one thing you can note is that your last week of study for a skill was on the way to Flostono, and then you spent a week's vacation. I don't know if you necessarily
Oh, right.
want to spend time studying hard full time during your vacation time.
No.
So I'm assuming that this is your first week of the new 8-week period, and even Tomo can do studies. So everybody should write down what skill that they're studying in the prime section of their character sheet, the prime tab,
Yeah. Jen and I
and
decided
under
that.
study periods.
Yep.
And
Not Jen. What's her character's name? Astria. Astria and Cesare
yes,
have decided
Austria.
that we're going to try to make a low birth. We've got all the skills, we reckon.
You want to build an extra low berth?
Yeah, in the medical center.
Okay. You'd have to manipulate some sort of steel or plexiglass or plastic tank or make
Well,
something like
I've got
that.
mechanical, and we'd have a workshop somehow set up in the ship.
Okay, you can try to make smaller parts with 3D type printing, which is of course more developed in this day and age.
Yep.
But you try to make a low berth.
hmm
Okay. Assuming you have the supplies, where would you get the metal or the plastic to do that? Do you have a large hunk of plastic and metal
Oh, we got
available
the
for
hull.
manufacturing?
No,
You want to?
I
There
don't
might
know if
be some spare
it's
hull plates and
probably
things.
be more plastics and electronic stuff that we need, is what I'm
Yeah.
assuming, and some medical tubing or whatever you call that stuff. But I just thought it'd be a way to pass the time in a week if we could make one up in the med bay.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you're doing that, you're not studying to advance a
That's
skill,
fine.
though.
I don't mind that.
that's true.
Okay, so then you'll sort of be out of sync with everybody. Because if you take on a project like this,
hmm
you're not necessarily studying full time.
That's okay.
Okay, um, this is Astria and Cicere's project. Astria is obvious because she's a medic.
hmm
Cicere seems to be almost a jack of all trades with all the computer chips
Yep.
in his head,
Yep.
but
And
not
Astrid also has some
excessively.
other science skills that we might need as well,
Yeah,
and
she
computer.
has the only science. She's the only science number I think in her stuff. Well, you have science 0.
Who's that?
Or sorry,
Astria.
with your
Wafers.
yeah
I've got
with
one
your
level in
wafers you have
bio, one in
right.
physics, and one in chemistry.
Yeah, I see that now. Okay. Okay, so let me think about the kind of roles or efforts that would be needed
hmm
for this week. You can make a basic shell,
Yep.
um,
We can start.
airtight, watertight. You do have metal because of there's hull plating for emergency damage control in a fight.
Yeah.
Um, things like that. You would have to weld. Now, when you weld on a spaceship, you have to vent the smells because the smells of welding or the heat are going to go somewhere. So you have to regulate the ventilation and the cabin temperature to compensate for all of that
I have the medical person
activity.
here who knows exactly how to do
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Are your cargo space is full? Where do you have the room to do welding and manufacturing stuff
We are building it in the med bay.
in the
Yeah.
med bay? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you might have to scrunch up the existing low berths a little closer to give yourself room to work, and then you operate on that. I'm trying to see what skill roles would apply. It's a kind of manufacturing. So first skill role is for manufacturing the overall gross container or cocoon that can hold a human being, lid that opens and closes. Has to
Mechanical.
be airtight, watertight. Yeah, that's a mechanic role.
Okay.
Uh, do you have a mechanic? Yeah,
Yep.
I think you do. There
Here
we
we
go.
go. I don't know what I get. 8.
Okay, Astria doesn't have that. Can she
No.
help in some way?
How would I
Uh,
help in some way?
Is it
well, let's
medically,
see.
hermetically sealed enough for you? There you go.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Astria might sort of do sensors to see if it's,
Yeah, sealed properly. Yeah.
Yeah.
sealed properly.
Yeah. Hmm.
One way to do it is to put a gas in it and test it like you might test a condom or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that
There you go.
works. All right, so Sissery has succeeded with the mechanical construction. Astria confirms that it is to specification as far as airtight and watertight go. And now you have the jiggery pokery of setting up a system that induces low birth cryo type sleep. That means installing cooling units, installing reheating units, making sure that the program works together. There's administration of certain drugs to the patient. So it's a whole lot of subsystems to think of. So one more mechanical role from Steve. One
Okay.
more role. This is going to be more of a medic role from
Well,
Astria.
I do have Medic 1 on wafer, I think.
You do.
I believe
Okay.
so. I believe so. Hang on. I've got Medic.
Since
No, I've
there's
got
so
Medic
many
0.
things
Sorry. Medic 0. No, I've got Medic 1 on wafer. Yeah.
on a wafer, really? Okay. So you might be able to help simply because there's a huge volume of medical sort of systems and things to install in this thing.
Yep.
If you have the spare parts for it. But first, I'd like you to make the mechanical roll just to be sure that you can install properly efficient heating and
Okay.
cooling units like that super
I
cool
think I
people and that
can.
warm them up again. Yes. Okay, very good.
Acing these rolls.
Okay, and that
So
might be
you
as
build
far as
an
we
air
get for this jump. I mean, I'm assuming it's not going to be done overnight sort of thing. So, but
No,
we're
take
making good
time.
progress, and we are going to a high tech place, Astria.
Good.
So we might can have a look. Perhaps you and I can go out and have a look at what might be better to put in it. Yeah, sweet.
Okay, so
Okay.
okay, so you have to install an effective cryogenic and recovery. Well, I don't know what the opposite of cryogenic is. Rewarming, let's say, rewarming technology.
Warmogenic.
Yeah,
Heatogenic.
it's the setting on the microwave is
Thermo.
called
Defrost.
Defrost.
defrost. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
defrost.
Defrosting.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I
Just
was
don't set
looking
it on
for.
defrost
Defrosting.
and fry. That's not good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to avoid, little bits of bodies with freezer burns and whatnot. Okay.
Exactly.
But now we talk about the medical systems, and there's so many different things to install, monitoring equipment. So what Astria can do is she can roll a medic roll. Um, I'm going to say it may turn out to be a difficult roll just because of the number of systems to keep track of. But Steve
Fair enough.
is just barely qualified to make his roll to assist with a +1 if he succeeds. So first of all,
Medic.
Astria's roll, medic.
Okay.
We're
Dun,
looking for a
dun,
10.
dun, dun. 12.
Well,
Oh,
wow.
beautiful.
Okay.
I'll hands off. She's got it covered. She knows what she's talking about.
Okay. So,
Mm, mm, mm.
okay. Very good. Now, if you had failed a roll in any case, I was going to say that maybe you have some trouble in the higher functions of coordination and programming the medical thing. You have copied the software that already exists in one of the working. Yeah, you have the working low burst to look at, and maybe copy from. I don't know what the copyright laws are for the manufacturer, but I was going to give you some sort of trouble, and you might have to consult somebody on Sapphire to work out the programming bugs, but with a judicious look over your shoulder, like a kid copying some other kid during an exam, during a test, you have managed to replicate all the programming systems which have been figured out. So you have, although it may not operate in quite the sequence and with quite the user-friendly menus of the manufactured items, it does appear to be a working low
Would we
birth.
not need the specific chemicals to induce cryogenics? Because that's what I
You
was thinking.
may need that. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
there's
we'd find it on Sapphire, perhaps.
you had six low births and probably big jugs of those chemicals available. You're just now going to have to split it across 7 low births.
But
You may have enough stuff to spare for the moment. When you get to Sapphire, you may be able to buy more. Now
yeah,
you have constructed one low berth, and I'm going to say it's going to take most of the week. You know, not just
okay,
constructing the physical thing, but also coordinating all the subsystems,
sweet,
kind of copying from the software that already exists.
totally fine by me.
Okay, so a working low berth. You can probably take time to construct a second one in much less time based on your
Hmm.
experience with the first, but you do lose 1 week
Yep, that's okay.
of
I've set mine
skill
back
study time.
to 0.
Okay, so very good, nice collaboration, very high rolls for medical stuff. So you have a jury rigged but working low berth. You can run some additional little perfecting
Yep,
checks on it, but it looks good. I'm going to say it is a success.
cool.
What do the rest of the characters want to do?
I think me and Tomo are taking care of the passengers.
Right? Okay, so Tomo is steward,
Correct.
assisted by Justin. You have that couple, as I said, Antonio and Tamara. Uh, they're visiting relatives. Antonio might talk, and Tamara might talk about what their jobs are. They're okay. They're tolerable company. They have to eat in the common area in the upper deck of the ship, and that probably puts you in contact with them if you're eating. If crew are eating there as well, they're inevitably going to sit down with the passengers, and that's all right. It's congenial. I don't see any problems with that. They're not psychotic people. They're not axe murderers, or at least not your first, not the passengers your first time out. Um, and you're not the what I was going to get to is that as a steward, you're serving two people. You're not serving 10, so it's not. I'm going to say it's not really jeopardizing your study time the way that Astria and Cicely used up their time. So you can still study for your skill, and Justin can still study for, I mean, Captain Derwatt can still study for his skill. Um, I'd like you to make a general steward role on how effectively you help them, you know, in the little thing all through this week.
Okay, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah. Do you think of any pluses or things that might apply?
Um, I guess just being the I guess helping them out, showing them all the entertainment packages on the on the ship's computer, and
Okay.
you know what movies we've got, and just everything. I don't
You
know.
want to cook something special for them? Maybe play the banjo?
Not yet, because my current skill in banjo is -3, and ukulele.
Then you
That could
should
be
play the banjo.
entertaining.
Well, it could be, but I don't like people laughing at me.
Seriously, who would laugh at you in a ship that they can't get out of?
It would bring a bad Yelp review.
Hmm.
Right. I
All
can't
right.
think. I can't think of anything. I'm just going to roll my steward roll.
Do you want me to roll first to assist, or how do we want to
Oh,
do
okay.
this?
You're more slimy than I am. Smarmy. No. What's the word I'm looking for?
Perfect, perfect.
Skilled.
That's it.
Socially skilled? Up and up?
Yeah, I
I
think
didn't
it's
roll
his
super 8.
education plus or whatever that
Yeah,
helps.
I rolled an 8 as well.
Good, good. So you managed to do an 8 naturally. That's very good. So
Yeah.
I think Justin very tactfully let Tomo run his own show. Uh, he studied the book, he took the course, he got the diploma in basic stewardship, which works out to steward 0. He's got the manual, which he feverishly consults at night when the guests are turned down for the night. And so he manages to do a good job. Justin's role also worked in a sort of assisting capacity, so that's very good. An effect overall of 1. The roll is really a 9 then, and the effect is a 1. So overall, the week, the uh, couple are pretty satisfied as they would expect. So the steward role succeeds. Nothing more to say about it. Um, let me think. I don't see any particular conflict. Oh, and I was gonna, just because of Tomo's physical appearance, I think the couple was willing to overlook that. They weren't really put off by Tomo. Maybe put off initially, but things went back to normal, especially if Tomo wears his cute little steward uniform with the bow tie and the formal stuff, and hides those godful tattoos that looks like a tattooed map on an asteroid. You know,
And
so
Tomo's little what do you call it? The ballet dancers wear.
Ew.
the what?
What's he wearing?
It's tutu.
Ew.
Tomo had a tutu,
Como doesn't have
and
tutu.
what I'm not sure what he means by that. I'm not sure
A
what.
tutu is one of those ballet dresses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
usually made
Well,
out of lace or,
Fluffy thing.
you know.
I don't recall if Tomo ever whipped that out for any reason. And maybe I don't even want to think about that, but
Perhaps to
okay.
strangle somebody with
Um,
it, but that's
I
okay,
about
so
was
it.
that's
joking.
fine.
I was
Okay,
joking, Pierre.
okay. So it's getting late for me, and maybe I'm getting a bit tired, but I'm going to
Yeah.
soldier on here.
Yeah.
Um, there are thoughts I don't want to entertain anyway. And um, anything else that Tomo and Justin want to think about doing this week?
No,
Okay.
I'll just look after the passengers and
Okay,
try and
let
keep
me
my spare
let me
time.
go through things systematically. Richard is not here to say anything in particular about VED, but I'll invite anybody who's absent right now to put down what their new skill is that they're studying on their sheet. They got to make it official. Um, Jerry is not here to speak for Brogan. Brogan's skills, again, he's going to continue whatever study he wants to do. His skills, and I always prefer to use the skill grid rather than uh, anything else. There's a third character who does have Steward 0. That's Brogan. Brogan has Steward 0 without any apparent, no apparent modification to that either. So Brogan is actually on a par with Tomo right now.
Yeah,
And
he can stay in his pilot seat.
okay, so is that the attitude you're projecting to?
I agree. We don't need this
Okay,
Brogan guy.
yeah, Brogan is less useful during a jump itself, unless he's got some other function. I just wanted to think of something that Brogan might do.
He might be showing
Uh,
RUR
I
something
guess
about in the
Brogan is just
cockpit.
relax and focus on practicing his skill. He's, when you're at when you're back in normal space, Brogan is up for the nerve-wracking piloting stuff that might be needed, or dodge, evade, or in an emergency situation. So fine, Brogan is just relaxing, just chilling.
What if he?
What does Ronnie do, or
Bloody
Phosphor
hell!
do?
Stop
He's
looking at.
mostly just training in computers, trying to get a study period up since he failed after the first 8 weeks.
Yeah, everybody studies by default unless they're doing something that's really labor intensive, like Sisri and Astria ended up
Mhm.
doing. So what, apart from studying, what does Ronnie do?
Probably more studying.
More studying.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just
Yeah.
throwing himself into it right now.
Yeah. You think that you might, you can't really study like you do double shifts, because if your
Yeah,
brain is on all the time, you're not really getting any study benefit.
yeah.
So it's not like being able to pull a double shift on something. So, okay, fine. So you do the study, relax and do recreation the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And Sissery we've covered. Tomo is covered. Ved is kind of the same way. We got Virgil.
Man,
Tony, what does Virgil do? Oh, Virgil
testing.
probably, in addition to your studies, you're probably analyzing the latest uh,
Test.
the day 76 data was pretty much the only packet that you got. And I already put down that
Um, he's basically studying. He's checking out, processing his next request to go out for information, which I haven't decided what it's going to be yet.
okay. If you
Just got
decide, or if new information filters in that, suggests a course of action, you can let me know. And I think that covers all the characters. So the time is spent this way, and by day 85, you are due to come out of jump near Sapphire, very accurately within 100 diameters of
Testing.
Sapphire. I have not prepared a map. I have not given any thought to the planet Sapphire, but I'm going to look at the stats and um, so you come out of jump space, day 85, you've arrived.
so that's how many months have we been paid yet for another month yet?
Payday would be day 90. It's every 30 days on the calendar.
Okay, right.
So you're off by 5 days. If you make some sort of new jump soon, then you're probably going to hit day 90 within a jump.
Yep.
Um,
Well,
I'm losing you, Brian.
Yep.
You're breaking
Oh
up.
Tony,
no.
Yeah,
completely
Tony's
cut out, Tony.
I can't remember. Whether we're actually carrying the.
Tony.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Now
Yep.
I can hear
Now.
you. Go,
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Now I can.
Are we carrying the metals or whatever that they are speculative purchase, or I can't remember from this. Just wanted to ask.
Let me click on it. We are carrying the 5 tons of luxury goods, which is freight to Technica. We're cutting the 1 ton of precious metals, which Ronnie bought, and then we have 57 tons of freight, which is for Sapphire.
That's it. Please put luxury goods in quotation marks because we know it's not really luxury goods. The paperwork says it is, but it's not.
It's luxury
Sure, I can do
goods.
that.
That's what it says on the paperwork.
That's it.
It says
That's
that's
right.
what it says on the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. The paranoid customs agents. You cross the borders a few times, but you have a respectable record. They will see luxury goods, 5 tons of it. And you're not going to have to declare it to customs because it stays in your ship. It's the freight that you'll offload, and the freight is
Yep.
properly accounted for. So that's luxury goods is in storage. Basically, you're storing it on your ship. You're not having to declare it.
Aye.
So perfect.
Maybe
Um,
these guys will want precious metals.
common raw materials deal that'll be for later, and people have a lot of money invested in that one.
Yep.
Which kind of delays your profit making, but you're trying to strike out and do something different here, so that's okay. Um,
So all that stuff that I paid out money for, uh,
It's all been delayed. It's all been delayed like a month.
still sitting back.
yeah,
Yep.
It's delayed.
Floston.
Okay,
it's
cool.
frozen money.
What
It
happened?
it reduces you to doing freight, which might reduce your profit margins overall. Um, you might get some kick. You might get
Just
some.
temporarily.
You might get some feedback or what's the negative kind of feedback from
Mm.
Brianna and
Complaints.
uh, yeah, the Argosy Dawn things.
Oh,
Feedback, heat.
sanctions.
What's the mix of feedback and heat?
Sanctions.
Yeah, kickback. Yeah, kickback is a
Oh,
financial bribe.
yeah.
Uh,
We'll be sanctioned
anyway,
by our
yeah,
employer.
you might get a response eventually, but not yet. Um, only when home office gets reports delayed, everything, every news that's not physical transport might go across at jump force speeds all through the universe. Anyway, you have arrived. Um, now, I think some sensor roles are possible, and more than one person can do sensors now. Although Astria does it sort of from the perspective of medical sensors,
Mhm.
but she's learned sensors and waves in general.
Mhm.
So sensors.
I'll make a roll. Ah, there's stuff in space.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in space.
Lots of stuff in space.
Okay, yeah, I think. Ooh, Astria
There
has
we
a
go.
12. Okay. Um, okay. Well, all three of you have made rolls. What does this mean? Even
Wilson doesn't really care. There's stuff in space.
yeah, a lot of you can make the sensors roll. Um, yeah, there's stuff in space. Let me paint the scene. In the distance, you do see a world which is no discernible islands, at least not at this distance. Uh, it's a it's a blue ocean world with the color of the sun, whatever it is here. It does tend to be named Sapphire, although that's not a very imaginative type of name. Because of the population, you can expect certain traffic, and you are back in the Frontier Federation. Um, Based on the stats, as I said, well, the population is not very large. It's in the 10,000s. Um, so you don't see so much ship traffic. Um, and they will receive all the freight that was planned to get here. Uh, this is non-industrial, and it is probably between an agricultural and a non-agricultural world. It just sustains itself with probably eating a lot of seaweed instead of land plants. Um, if you land on something, it's going to be on some kind of floating platform in the ocean instead of land. Um, the traffic is not very large. I don't know if you can easily detect any other ship within a range of whatever the sensor range is. Mongoose 2 doesn't clearly state it, but it's 50,000. It starts with 50,000 kilometers, military 100,000 kilometers. You're not detecting any other ship. As you approach, you're getting closer and closer to the planet. 70 diameters, there's no reaction. 50 diameters, 40 diameters. At some point, the planetary sensors is um, reacts. It's a Class B type of starport, and somebody comes on and says, um, "Welcome to Sapphire Space. Please identify yourself." And Justin is usually or Captain Durwatt is usually the spokesperson. What does Captain Durwatt
Oh
respond with?
boy. Hey, it's good to be back. This is Captain Wilson Durrott of the Steppenwolf working for Argosy Dawn. How are you guys doing?
Okay, the guy probably clacks and clicks and types Steppenwolf and says, "Well, what do you mean? You were never here, according to this." He said, "It's great
It's
to be
good to be
back."
back in the Federation.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay, that's fine.
I'm sure I've been to this planet before. Sapphire.
Over your life, you might have been, depending on your profession. But anyway, he accepts your registration number and information, and then he gives you some coordinates to give to Brogan about where to land. Now, on a water world, if there's a storm, you might there are small windows where you might temporarily not be able to land, but there's no such problem at the moment. Surface is a cloud bank with a little bit of rain, but nothing to worry about. You have to land on a certain large floating island or floating city platform.
You
Um,
want Brogan to
I need
make
a
his
roll
piloting
from
roll?
Brogan for piloting.
Okay. He will bring that in.
Nicely.
Look at that. He's
Smooth
a
all the
good
way.
pilot.
Oops, and let's
Smooth
scroll
sailing.
down enough.
13.
Okay, wow, very good, very good. High roll. So no problem. So you land as directed on some kind of floating city. Um, Now, what the structure of this place is that um, because a water world has no obstructions, you're sort of like the opposite of what happened on Flostona. Flostona had a whole lot of continents, one after the other, tended to break up any buildup of storms, so no hurricanes. This is the opposite because there's absolutely no land masses here, or I'm going to give it at most one tiny outcropping of an island, like Mauna Kea, a big volcano that manages to build so much that it has poked above the surface of the ocean. The oceans are regular depth here, though, um, but
So it's
there's
very
only
much like Camino Star Wars, where you land on a platform.
Mm.
yeah. So there are floating cities which are like domes, okay, but they have little projections that project outside the domes to allow ships to land, and then the ships are taken into hangars inside the dome. The domes are needed in case you have very, very strong hurricanes. In a world without any land obstructions, hurricanes can become something called hypercanes. So in situations like that, the city is big enough to ride out um, a hypercane, and it won't even bob in the waves because it's much bigger than the wavelength of the waves. Big, big, huge waves, tens of feet, hundreds of feet high, won't affect this city. It's that big. The tech level, as I said, is very good here. Um, so you can land in the appropriate landing pad. They take your ship into the hangar. Um, Berthing fees are as usual. It's like I think always 100 credits. So mark off 100 credits uh, from ship funds. You are safe inside the dome. Your ship is safe inside the dome,
Sweet.
and you are kind of in a high-tech city. Uh, there's there's glass steel everywhere, whatever that material is that's strong but lets you have nice dramatic ocean views. And I'm going to roll for the chance to see if there's like a sentient species here. Let me just make a GM roll. I'm just doing things off the cuff here. Okay. Um, on this world, it turns out that there's no native species, but since the conditions are similar to the world of Tlema, there is a colony of Tlemans who have set themselves up here. But hopefully they will never overpopulate this world as high as on their home world, where they have several quadrillion Tlemans. It's just a colony of, I guess, a few million at the moment. It's relatively recent. So no native Sophonts, but call it Tleman transplanted Tlemans, basically. That's all that you have, since they're already adapted to water at any depth. Um, and you go through the customs things. You got mounds of Verdulan papers to show them. They in a memory key. They take all that and they can immediately start the work of offloading your freight. Um, your payment for 57 tons of freight. I think I already calculated what that is. Let me
1,600
calculate
a
it
Yeah, I
ton.
again.
don't have a calculator.
Yeah, 1,600 per ton times 57.
57. 57.
57 tons. Yeah, that's the same figures I mentioned before.
Yep.
91,200 credits. Subtract 5% of that, so
Almost 5,000.
86,640 credits for the ship. And then there's 4,560 credits. I'll say it again, 4,560 credits to split 8 ways among the crew is 570 credits, goes to each of you. So 86,640 credits goes to the ship funds. 570 credits goes to each crew member. You have also earned your 2 high passages.
575 credits?
No, 570. 570 credits for each crew member.
570. Okay.
That's right. And because you earned 2 high passages, what did I say about 2 high passages again? Damn.
14,000 each.
14,000 each.
Yeah.
Okay, so 28,000 for the high passages. The couple were satisfied. It was all satisfactory. No problem there. We made the rolls. This
So
goes in the ship
then,
funds. The you're not seeing any part of that high passage except that it goes into the ship funds. You are paid. You get your salary for that. Oh, and if Tomo has a steward skill, I was trying to see if that increases his base salary or anything. I think I decided that it didn't. Not sure about that again. Okay, this is a point I'll have to deal with for the next session. But okay, so that's the finances. 86,640 credits earned for the ship. 570 credits goes to the pocket of each crew member. 28,000 credits high passage goes to the ship funds. Now, Justin, do you want to think about picking up some new cargo if you know that your next leg of the trip is going to be from Sapphire uh, to Ribicure?
sure, we can do that right away. So I got 570.
Yep.
That's it. 570 credits.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for each crew member. You got it.
Okay. Yep.
One thing that's interesting is that the gap in technology. Well, Ribicure is a 9. Sapphire is a 12. I'm going to run the little trade utility to see if that's going to create any possible cargo opportunities. What am I thinking of? Again, so far this is all pretty routine. We've covered this kind of ground before. Uh, there we are.
It's
Traveler
good to have
utility.
money back in the ship fund.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to perhaps boost your performance, you're doing a side project which might be sort of less than profitable, but um, I'm going to just see what it is. Now, once again, Sapphire stats. This is again the cute traveler utility that we've used before. I have to plug in the stats for the planet Sapphire and the stats for the planet Ribicure. Oh, damn, where did I post it? I think I posted the Sapphire stats way back there in the Roll20 chat. Looking for it, looking for it.
I think I can read it to you. You'll probably find it first.
If you can. Yeah, we've done so many rolls that now it's gone probably beyond the beginning of the chat. But I have to look at
B
the.
Starport 6 size
Here it
7
is.
at
Found it.
Mo.
I
Okay.
got it.
Alright.
Yeah, it's just the stats with the tech level. The tech level might have a particularly sweet effect. Okay, so Sapphire stats. Plug it in. then B67A 575-C, then the Ribicure stats. That's easy because I put it on the handout. B210501-9. So this starts to make an interesting gap in the tech levels. And then we generate trade opportunities. Let's see. Market planet 1 to planet 2. Okay. Let me see. I think there's a problem because the population of the world, there's a tech level difference, but the population of the world is so low. It's giving me a printout that looks like this. A number of passengers want to get out of Sapphire and go to Ribicure, apparently. Some, well, there's a few anyway. Freight lots don't seem to roll any available. That's strange. Mail, we don't do mail because you're not equipped for it. There's ton lots. So brokers are offering different ton lots of items and goods, and some of them do have very positive dice modifiers like advanced electronics, basic consumables, advanced machine parts. Now, Sapphire is an ocean world, but Ribicure is an airless world, so of course they're going to need foods. If they have foods under dome, they might grow, but they can probably hardly make up their own needs. So you see that there are certain dice modifier factors. It gives you the base price per ton for each of these kinds of things. Um, medical supplies, biochemicals, so any sort of high tech things that can manufacture. But you notice that sometimes the lot sizes are not very large because it's a low population world. So the lots that they generate is not very high. So out of this list, what would you like to take a stab at buying as speculative cargo? If you run out of your own money, you may have to use the ship's money, which is always a bit of a gamble.
So, Pierre, that +2 is meaning it's going to cost us more, or that's what we get when we resell on Ribicure, if it's a +2.
I think the dice modifier is what's going to happen when you sell
Right, sell.
at that particular world. Now, I'm
Cool.
trying to see if that makes any sense. Hang on. Is this buying or selling? I'm just trying to see what the market is. Planet 1 to Planet 2. Well, that is Sapphire to Ribicure.
How
I
much
think
cargo space have we got?
Well, now we got 57 tons.
Yeah.
Because we got rid
Because
of all
I'd
the
like
freight.
to.
So we have plenty of space. But it doesn't
Oh,
look
how
like
much?
there's any freight going from there to because Rivercore is such a sad planet.
Sapphire
How
is such
much?
a low population world, you might not have so much freight going to Ribicure, but I can check on that.
Yeah.
How much money have we got in the ship fund?
Pretty much just what we made on this. I think it's 116. I just clicked off of it.
You had nothing else?
So it's 116,000.
116,000, and we have 100 in the special ship fund, which Argosy Don gave us. And that's kind of for more for emergencies. So we don't really want to go into that, but we can.
Can I check and see what if anybody wants to buy precious metals here in this port?
Yeah, that's a good thing to do while I
That
look at
be
stuff.
that being a water world, they'd probably want metals, wouldn't they? I mean,
They
they
would.
get
Yeah.
some from the water, but
I don't think there's a bonus for that, but it seems like there should be.
We'll probably have enough money for common consumables.
Yeah, if I
Coming
can
up here.
turn this precious metals around, I can maybe pitch in.
Is the cost like it says for basic consumables 2,000? Is that good?
Yeah.
So you get
Okay. Things are a bit scrunched up because it's like a table where the sides have sort of collapsed against each other. But the first number is the type of the first words are the type of goods. The next number is the base price per ton, and
Yep.
it's the nice round numbers like Mark Miller foretold in Traveler to save us from generations of arithmetic headaches. And the dice modifier. I don't know exactly what the dice modifier represent, but I think it's a
to
So
whatever the sell roll is.
Rivercore's
must
only
be the sale
stat is
price.
non-industrial, which doesn't
Yeah,
help because I think Sapphire's non-industrial too.
that's so no real advantage there. The difference in tech level is creating a slight advantage for certain goods like the advanced electronics, but you can buy just like 1 ton of that. You can't take the whole 30-ton lot
Yeah.
being offered.
Well, I'd quite happily
I
buy
think
10 tons of the basic consumables because I've got just
yeah,
enough
Yeah,
that's what
money
yeah.
for
I'm
that.
looking at.
Oh, and you have experience hauling marine products and seafood, basically.
Yeah,
It's
we do.
seafood or plant-based food,
I'd be quite
plant-based food
inclined to
taken out of the
take
ocean.
maybe one take a ton or two of medical supplies because it's a non-industrial world, right? Which is but they still need
What does this say?
Yeah.
to.
Where's our medical supplies?
Well, I only have 12,000 credits of my own money left, and I've already got money sitting on the other planet in that warehouse. So until
Oh yeah.
we've sold that, I ain't spending any more of my own money.
I know.
And
Yeah,
I
I
think
What?
imagine
You're
that
not
some
giving me more
players
money?
I imagine
What
that
the?
some characters ran out of personal funds. Their funds are tied up in the speculation for the
Yeah.
common raw materials that's waiting for you on Plastono.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I
So,
look and
so
see what
out
it
of
would?
character,
Oh, go ahead.
Waterworld has illegal luxuries, illegal drugs,
Oh, neat.
and illegal
Um,
biochemicals.
can I check and see if anybody wants to buy these precious metals here and what kind of price they might give me?
Oh yeah, you have that. Okay, so your precious metals, you bought it for a certain fee. Let me make a
Yeah,
sale.
50K.
Okay, are you using your own Ronnie's own broker skill, or are you depending
I'm
on
one.
somebody else?
I'm among the best in broker skills, so I will do it myself.
Okay,
Yeah, one
so
plus one, which
yeah.
gets me up there.
Oops, damn, I shut off the Discord a few times, and now I shut off my rule book, which is not so bad. Let me call up the rule book again.
oh, do you have it? Right.
Mm.
I have a plus two in broker. Well, plus one, and then plus one for
Yeah. By
stat.
the way, are you looking at the updated Traveler Mongoose 2 or the 2020 volume?
Delete.
There's no
I
practical
think
difference, but
I'm
it's
looking
just a
at the
page.
2020.
I mean, Mantar.
Oh yeah, I've got the 2022 edition.
Okay. No real change to the rules there. So, let's run through it for the pricing and all that. Okay, so finding a supplier, finding a buyer. Okay, determining the purchase price. Once you get there, so you have to roll 3 dice and apply the following modifiers. What is your broker skill?
Plus two.
Broker 2. Okay. Are you counting your bonus?
Yeah, it's one skill and one for stats.
Okay. So 3d6 plus 2 minus the supplier's broker skill, which is assumed to be 2, on a populated enough world. I'm going to say the broker skill turns out to be 1 because it's not a large population world and somebody is filling in for somebody else here. So you may have a luck because of that. Now, dice modifiers from the purchase DM column and dice modifier from the savings DM column. We're talking about the precious metals.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you add whatever you have dice modifiers from the purchase DM column or the highest one in the purchase DM column. For precious metals, let me just see here. It's hardest to think near the end of the evening. Okay, it's not an asteroid, desert, ice-capped world, so neither world is like that, so no modifier
Yeah, we bought
seems
it
to
on
apply.
Flustono. I think there's no
Bostono,
modifier.
right? Okay. And under the under the sale DM, you'd have to subtract the highest modifier you could find in that column. But these are not rich worlds, these are not industrial worlds, but
Non-industrial.
But Sapphire is Sapphire high tech. I'm trying to see what the stats
C.
were again. No, I didn't say they were high. They do have a relatively high tech.
Yeah, I think they're
What's the
just
definition of high tech here? I have to go to the. Oh, we have a. I stored a trade table. I stored a trade table in the Mongoose Rules section of my folders to try to do things quickly. This works pretty smoothly. So trade codes. Sapphire's high tech if it's 12 or more, and it is indeed
Cool.
12 or more. So give
Oh, nice.
yourself a +1. So your overall roll is 3d6 plus 2, and then we check what the sale price column says about that. Roll 3d6 plus 2. So that gives you a slight overall benefit.
Okay.
What did it say?
Oh, 15.
Okay, so 15 on the sale column means that you get 120% of base price. The table told us that your base price was precious metals,
Looking at it. Let's see. Looking
Do you,
at.
50,000.
do you have to pay the ship? Do you have to pay the ship freight out of that?
Oh,
Mm.
I promised the captain 10% of profits if I made any profits.
So you didn't promise just freight charges, you promised 10% of everything? Okay, so
10% of profits if I made any.
okay, now you're talking about a 1 ton of precious metals, is that right?
Yeah, so it's not
Base
going to be
price is
huge.
50,000, so 100% of that obviously makes 60,000 credits. So you have earned 60,000 credits, so that means you keep 54,000 credits and 6,000 goes to the captain.
That would be a 10,000 credit profit, which means the captain would get 1,000 for the ship
I'm
or
down
the
with
Oh,
that.
crew.
Yeah, that's
did
fine.
you say? Oh, sorry, you say 10% of the profits.
Yeah, if there 10% of profits, if any. If I lost money, I wasn't. Yeah,
You weren't gonna. He wasn't gonna give you a penalty.
yeah, I'm
Okay,
gambling entirely my own money on it, so I wasn't gonna
okay. So you
pay
have
out if
earned
I lost money.
60,000 credits, and 10,000 credits was profit.
Yeah,
A
so 1,000.
thousand goes to captain. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I
wonderful.
promised.
Okay,
Wish it was more, but let's get some liquid capital here.
You did good.
okay, very good, very good. Okay, so this is very, very
I
good.
could have
This is
made
very.
16,000 on that,
How
but
so?
Yeah,
or 1,600 just by doing
sure.
freight.
Oh,
But
let me remove some pictures and the Flostono map and everything. I just left it out on for so long.
You need to
Um,
swap us over to the other map too.
yep, we're
which
still
map?
on
Oh,
the we're
your
still
ship
on the
The
map.
ship
star
map.
map.
Sure. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So let me remove. Let me clear the star map. Put you back there. Although depends on where the action is. I am going to check to see if I have anything about a water world that's a picture or some reference point or something like that. Let me just quickly check something here.
Sorry, our
You
next jump is where? To Ribker.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah, Ribicure.
Wow.
And then we've got to go back to Fostona.
Yep.
Via probably Pringlaro and then go to Fostona and then go back to there for something where you're selling something there for something.
We gotta go to.
No, we've got to go
Technica.
for to Technica.
Okay.
Yep.
So that stuff you've got in storage goes to Technica.
The stuff we have in our ship right now,
The
and
stuff
the
in
stuff
storage.
we have in storage is gonna sell decent on Technica.
Let me see. No, I don't have any relevant pictures for a totally watery world, but it is pretty much as I said. There's only one island on the whole planet. There was an extra spot where they thought there was an atoll, but when they looked at it, they realized there wasn't an atoll at all.
Oh boy.
So can I buy this basic commodity stuff?
If you want to,
Well,
let
I
me
want to know what the
see.
base price is
Oh,
first before I commit to a tonnage of
okay, let
stuff.
me see. Now you have 57 tons free. Sissery, are you planning to do your own
Yep, I got broker
independent
one.
deal?
I got broker one.
And do you have cash to buy something?
20,000 and just over 20,000.
Okay. The little table that I calculated sort of suggests what brokers have, but they also specify that they have a certain set of tonnage which they normally expect is shipped in its entirety. If you have to start breaking up lots and you
Yep.
make them go through the trouble of hunting through several starships to carry the whole freight overall, then they charge you a penalty for that. I think that's
Yep.
already covered in Classic Traveler.
I think it's 10%.
Yeah.
I could not afford 40 tons of basic consumables. And anything that's on low tonnage, I have no money to be able to purchase.
Well, 50 ton of textiles is a base price of 150,000 for 50 tons. So cheap materials, high tonnage. Well, it
Textiles.
doesn't give you so much profit on things.
Where are you
But
seeing textiles with that price? The only price I
It's
see
plus
textiles there
0,
is at
50
33,000.
tons around
yeah,
middle, bottom middle.
yeah, these are not in alphabetical order, but they are there as all the things that are currently on offer through, and this is regular frontier capitalism.
Yeah,
This is not
which means
Verdulan
I'm
shit.
locked out then because I can't afford the whole
Okay.
deal.
Yeah, not as an individual. The whole ship has to make some sort of deal based with ship funds. You're already, as people, you're already tapped with your funds from that pending thing. That tends to be holding you back a little bit, but it's just in the long run it'll pay back.
I could probably get the spices. 10 tons of that, 60,000. I could probably replace my um, former cargo with that. I don't know. I might be able to get a good deal on it though. I don't
Yeah,
know. What do you guys think? Should be.
Catherine's
Do
just
it,
thinking
yeah.
of buying the basic consumables, but I might go in with you on the spices.
All
I'm
right.
looking at these more pricey items, but we just don't have enough money for it, like
Yeah.
biochemicals or medical supplies.
If you
I
want
was
to
just looking at
split
the
the
ones that
basic
had the
consumables
plus.
half and half, that +2 seems like it might be a
Yeah.
good angle.
Well, I can buy 10 ton of it at 2,000.
Okay.
So what's the population on Ribker? What are they looking for? It's not a water world. They probably want,
Basic
like, it's not an
consumables?
agricultural world, is
I
it?
don't know.
there's a Ribicure handout all set up for you, and it says uh,
It's got a
617,000
decent
people.
population.
Where are we? 5. Same as
Yeah,
on Sapphire. But its atmosphere is crap. It's trace. It's got no water. So basic consumables would be really good for this place, I would imagine.
That's what I was thinking, or even medical supplies.
Yeah. How many tons of medical supplies though? 10. I don't think we've got the money for that.
I only got
Yeah, that'd be
100,000.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
Medical supplies are nifty because it's a tech level 12 world selling to a tech level 9 world, so they sell the good medical stuff.
Yeah.
But
Just don't think we've got
it's
the money.
expensive per ton. Yeah, yeah. Biochemicals is a similar deal. Luxury consumables, but things that the low population here might need for themselves, like manufactured
Let's
goods,
make a
actually.
stab at the medical supplies. If I
Medical
roll
supplies,
really
okay.
well, maybe we can scrap enough money together.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
10-ton lot, though. I forget the rule for what happens when you break a lot. Jerry, if Jerry
10%.
were here,
It adds 10% to the
10%?
price. Yep. You got to pay
Aha,
10%
okay.
extra.
Okay. So how much money can you raise? Can you buy 1 ton or 2 or even 3? What's the
I can buy. Where are we? What's the price?
I can buy
50. I can
2
buy
tons.
a third of a ton.
Yeah. I got 60K, so I could buy another ton, but he'd have to
yeah,
roll really well for us to take the 10 tons.
are
I've
we
got.
down to a situation where you're so strapped for cash that I have to figure out how much fits in a
I mean, we
suitcase
could
like Ronnie's
very
drugs?
easily buy
Yeah, but all
the
my money's
basic
sitting on
consumables.
Yeah.
Flostona.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Basic
half
we
mine's
consumables.
could.
over there.
I could very easily buy the basic consumables. I just want to try for something
Likewise,
bigger.
It was so funny because I'm thinking way back, which if I recall correctly, for Ronnie's drugs, I had to make
Well,
a conversion factor between
Yeah,
tons and suitcases.
yeah.
yeah, that was
So
so
why
crazy.
not, Justin? Why not help us get
Yep.
the basic consumables and then fill up the rest of the space with spices with the rest of your money?
With
Then
what rest
Yeah.
of my
you've almost
money?
got
Well,
a full
I
hold
could
then.
get the spices. I could pick up the spices if you guys can get the basic consumables.
But I'm thinking we're gonna make money on the medical supplies
We are,
because
if
they're
we can
gonna
get
want
all of
the
them.
medical supplies, right?
Yeah, that's like 500,000 though. So I don't know if we could swing that even with a really good roll. But if you want to talk to the guy and see if you can haggle him down,
Yep.
go for it.
I'm in for
Yeah,
20,000,
I'm gonna
whatever.
try it. If I can't haggle them down enough, then we go to the basic consumables.
And the spices,
All right,
perhaps.
Pierre, I'm gonna make a roll. Hopefully, it's really good.
Okay, yeah, perhaps I didn't catch everything that's going down. So how many tons are you getting?
I don't know yet.
We're
Oh,
gonna,
you want to know
yeah,
pricing?
I want
want
to
to
know the pricing before I buy the tonnage.
Okay.
he wants to
Knowing
haggle.
11. So some pretty standard. That might be
No, that's pretty good.
like 95%.
It might be a
hack,
little bit less.
you did the 3D6 deal.
Yeah.
Was there any factor because of the world and all that? Did you figure all that out?
Oh, I would get another +2, so I would get a 13. I just used my skills.
Let me
So that would
I think
make it
that's
85% instead of 95%,
I think
which is still not
13 is
great.
a 75. Yeah, that would still be
I'm
275,000. We couldn't get that all in there.
yeah, okay, perhaps I'm losing the ability to follow everything here, but
How
you
much did
figure
you?
that the purchase price is 85% of base?
75.
75% of base.
Yep,
Okay.
11 plus 2 is a 13, which the book says purchase price 75%. Doesn't matter though. That's still more than we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we might as well make some sort of profit.
Yeah, I think we'll do the basic consumables, and I'll pick up the spices, and we'll hope that makes a profit for everything.
Okay,
Cool.
so
Okay.
I hope this is not too boring for everybody, but it is a It is the mini game in Traveler to try to make some money
Money,
based
money,
on the money,
money.
but a
Must be
large factor of
funny.
that is the money you already have to be able to throw around
Yep.
and use.
So I'm in for 10 ton of the consumables. I'll take it off my money.
Okay, I'm writing all this down like some sort of old style stockbroker, and everything had to be written
that doesn't
down.
work.
And they had little hand gestures for doing, 20,000, and they would push the hand towards you or away from me to show if they were buying or selling.
Okay, that
Right.
roll was even worse.
Crap. Okay, so that could be because you're crap at negotiating, or it could be because of local conditions or momentary shortages here, which are keeping the product here, raising the price. Whatever the reason.
Okay, I'm gonna try to negotiate the spices. What is the modifier is +2 for the world? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Also looks
whoa.
low.
Hang on, I moved. Lost roll 20. Hang on, it's reloading. So I got +2 for me, +2 for the world, -1 for the broker's skill, the opposing broker maybe, or what else am I doing?
Let me take it from the top for you. What's the product that you're buying?
Spices.
Oh yeah, you said, sorry, spices. And this is an alphabetical list,
That's
page
that's a
245.
+0.
This is not a rich or poor world or high population or desert, so there's
No.
no world factor that applies. You're
All right.
basically, no, but sorry. Remember that I said that this broker was filling in for another
Yep.
broker and his skill is only 1 this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. It's the same broker or a set of
All
brokers
right.
you're dealing with. There could be more than one broker. Maybe somebody will go back up to 2 instead of 1, but I'll keep it at 1.
Okay. What do
All
you
right.
got
So
there?
+2 for my skill, -1 for his,
+2 for the world.
+2 for the world. Okay.
When you say +2 for the world, what do you mean by that?
I'm just repeating what Jeremy said the first time around.
Oh, no, I think that's. I was looking at.
Yeah,
I was
spices
looking
will
at one of the
count.
It's
other
a,
things, which has a
it's a new
+2.
product now, yeah, so there's no particular
Oh,
bonus
okay.
because of
Yeah.
the world
Cool.
in
There
this
you
case.
go.
Let's see if he tries to rip me off. Oh, hey, there we go.
Not too bad.
That's 70% for the on the modified price table on page 244.
Which
You're
means you
correct,
pay
right?
4,200 per ton.
Okay,
But
so 42,000.
4,200.
Yeah, there's 10 tons,
Oh,
so
right.
it'll be
Yeah.
42,000 for the
Right.
total.
Sweet.
All right, I will buy that.
okay, so you could buy the whole lot of spices.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
even if it was a 100% price, I could have bought it, but 42K is a good price for that.
And is that all on Ronnie's personal funds?
Yeah, I'll give the cat the
Good.
same deal as before. Hopefully, I make more money on this one though.
10% of profit to captain. Okay,
Yeah.
understood, noted. Anybody else want to swing a deal?
Well, I'll probably be doing the same with whatever I get.
And any unused space might be filled up with freight. There may not have been 57 tons of freight available because of the
No.
low population
Well,
of this
we've
world,
filled
but
up
we'll
50
see.
of it with our own freight.
Okay.
6. Well, yeah, now 50. You bought the spices.
What was the first thing you bought? Not medical supplies,
Basic
consumables?
We tried for the
consumables.
medical supplies. I rolled bad. Then we rolled for the consumables. I actually added the pluses correctly, and I rolled a 12. But you said it's -1, so it's 11, so it's 85%.
85%
I
of
think.
2,000. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't
And
add
you
that up.
wanted to buy 10 tons?
Yep.
All right. So
Hang
then
on.
the ship will buy the 30 tons.
210 times 0.85
So
equals.
10 tons to Sissery, 30 tons to the ship and the ship funds.
So they're worth 1,700 each. So we actually got more money back.
Good,
So
good.
we've
So you
got
managed to
4.
fill 50 tons. 7 tons remain.
Yep. And after that's conducted, I'll just go along and just try to find out if they had the right chemical stuff that we need for this for this low berth.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how much that's going to cost, and I'll have to tell the captain that's what we need if we need it, if he wants it to work.
I'm looking up low berth, and I don't know if they mention things like that.
Probably not.
Supplies. Oh, low berth is mentioned
Well,
24
the
times.
units I think 50,000 credits, so I'm not sure whether
Yeah.
it's 10%, 50%, 20% of the actual unit.
A cryo berth. The cryo berth is different from a low berth. Each occupied low berth costs 100 credits every maintenance period, so that probably represents a consumption of certain supplies.
Okay.
Eh.
So 100 credits.
Well, if somebody is actually occupying a low berth for a month,
Yeah.
that's a sweet deal to keep them alive.
Yeah.
But nothing about really supplies. I'm going to give you some
Why
kind
don't
of
we pick
flat
up low
cost.
burst passengers?
The passenger money just went right into the ship fund. It was
No, why don't
28,000.
we pick
Yeah.
up some low berth passengers? We've got these bloody low berths. It's another
Because I don't
5,000
want
a
to
month,
die.
They're meant to be
Pardon?
emergency low berths.
Yeah.
I thought they were. No, I thought the trader actually just had normal low berths.
Free traders have 20 low berths. Far traders are redesigned, and the
There says that
unmodified,
5 high passengers. Maybe we could pick up 2 of those again. That was easy money.
if you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. So how much do we need to look at for these? Would 100 credits do if that was the maintenance cost? Would that do?
Since you have just one, yeah, I'm going to say with all the fussing and jury rigging and things you did, um, and testing, I'm going to ask you to pay 200 credits for the cryogenic chemicals needed
Yep.
in one extra low berth,
Well,
or at
I'll
least
I'll
to start
inform the
it.
captain
Who
of
pays
that.
for that?
Captain,
Who
do
pays
you
for it?
want another operational low berth? It's going to cost you 200 credits, or the ship.
What? 200 credits?
200
Just for
credits.
chemicals
For a
and things
fully
you need.
operational
Breaking the bank.
seventh. I know.
All right, I'll pay 200 credits.
Well, it comes out of the ship
Yeah,
fund.
it's chemicals and specialized little chemicals. There might be
Yep.
specialized
It's coming out
refined
of your salary.
biological
I
substances,
don't get a
and
salary.
they store the big ones in plastic gallon jugs, and the
Yeah.
small ones in mason jars, and all sorts
Excellent.
of
We'll
jury-rigged
have a collection of very
garbage like that.
artistic, attractive mason jars.
Yeah. You physically have some clean chemicals to use with your jury-rigged
Yeah.
um, jury-rigged thing. Oh, and I think I somehow moved the map in an unfortunate way.
No, it's all
Oops.
centered here.
Oh, it's
That's
centered,
good.
centered, centered. Oh, there's a circle. Oh, I know what it is. That was the circle when I had the Flostona map up. I'm just going to erase that.
Oh,
Never mind.
So we'll be heading from Sapphire over to perhaps Minkapoo.
so we have 55. So we have
Yeah.
8 tons available. And there's no
8 tons? I
there's
thought you
no
had 7
freight.
left.
Okay.
No, we got 8 because we got rid of the 1 ton.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't know. What guys?
You can
What can we
certainly
do
find
with
8
8?
tons of freight to haul between a low population world and to another low population world. So I'm going to say regular, ordinary freight is a problem.
We'll take it.
Now, owing to the freight, I'd like to ask somebody to roll 2d6 at the moment. Anybody?
Where you go, Captain?
I don't know how to do that.
/R 2d6. Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
So the 8 tons remaining is for freight.
Yep. For
Okay,
forever
so
hold your peace.
the local trade center can certainly come up with 8 tons of freight to deliver to, if Prenglaro is where you're going to.
Ribicure.
Rubicon.
Sorry, Ribicure, sorry. Same thing. Okay, so you have that. So you filled up your hold.
Mhm.
You've got to buy fuel.
And decide
Can we
whether they
just
want 2
refuel on the
passengers.
ocean?
Yeah, okay, and spend you spend a certain amount of time to refine that,
Yeah.
a number
We
of
can chill
hours.
here
It
for
Okay,
should
a day or so.
should tell you in the
your
ship stats how long it takes to refine how
We
many
do
your
40
trading
tons
tons.
per day.
20 tons a day.
40.
40. Oh,
40
even
tons
better.
in a day. Okay, so you take a whole day. So it would be by the end of day 86, you'd be able to take off. You've done the trades very quickly while refueling, so
Did
you
you want to
don't have
go
to spend
for
more than a physical
passengers,
day here.
Captain, or not?
Yeah, let's pick up these 2 passengers, if that's okay with Tomo.
I'm good.
Okay,
Still reckon you should get a whole bunch of, low berths as well.
They're worth 2,000, I think, is it? 2,000 or 1,000?
oh, to buy a
1,000.
low berth.
No, to
No,
use
to
it,
Oh,
to rent,
fill them up.
to
use the
transport
low berth.
someone.
We've
Because
got
we've
a
got a
really good
good
doctor.
dock. Yeah, we've got a
They've
good
got almost
dock.
no chance of dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, give Jen some medical drama sort of thing, like the old medical
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. I got medic. I can hold somebody's heart in my hand once it's out of the body.
What did I see? I saw shows like Emergency, Quincy. Well, Quincy was more of a coroner. Let's see.
Yeah, but we are gonna kill them if the ship's going down.
You know, that is just not their fucking attitude.
Yeah, we leave that out of the advertising.
They'll die in an unconscious way, still
They'll
frozen, and
be
out in space they'll
fine.
still be frozen.
Yeah, for all they know, they'll be fine.
They won't live. Your life
Uh,
is not preserved if you're in frozen space. You need assistance to stay alive. Uh, price. Okay, yeah. In the trade chapter, again, they talk
I
about.
don't know. Am I getting outvoted? Let's have a vote. How many people want to take on the low berths? Because I
Yes.
don't really want to.
It's another 6, 8, 12,000 or whatever
Yeah.
credits for the
And we get
ship.
to test the
That's
new
what they're
low
there
berth to see
for.
if it works.
Okay, you guys are saying yes. What does Astria, Ronnie, and Virgil say?
You get 1,300 for a low passage passenger.
Yeah,
Your
so
Ritz.
6. That's 6. That's 7,800 extra credits
Yeah,
Hmm.
for the ship.
might as well give it a test at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're supposed to be making money.
Exactly. We're letting seven
The boss will take our ship
7,000
away.
plus.
Do we got
Yeah.
abstains from the other 2 players?
What's that?
The other 2 players not voting?
Tony, are you back? He went away a while ago. I thought
I
he'd be
don't know
back
where
by
Jen
now.
is either.
He'll vote yes.
You there, Jen?
Yep.
Yep. Are you okay for
Uh,
us to take on these low berths and see how it goes?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm for it.
okay.
Sweet.
All
Thank you.
right, fine.
I
I'm
think
I am.
outvoted.
there's Richard who never showed up. He thought he might be able to show up, but he didn't show up yet.
Yeah.
So you're kind of outvoted in favor of taking 6 low bursts. So
Mm-hmm.
you
7?
want to pick up 7? Oh, you got 7 right. 7 low
Yeah.
bursts now. Okay.
Want to make that $200 to ask credit start working.
Okay. Yeah. So
Oh
7.
boy. Okay,
That's
we're doing
8,100
7.
credits,
Uh,
isn't it?
no, it was
You're
200,
right.
but
So,
Do
we'll
we don't
get
want
it
to test
1,100
this out
back
on
for it.
something like not
Yeah, there was a
living
question about
birth.
whether you should test it on an animal or something
Yeah,
like
well,
that, but
hey, this
animals are not
person's
scalable to the.
amenable. This person is an
Yeah,
animal, so that's fine for me. That's why I asked Astria
you'd
Well,
have
look,
the
to
question.
rescale.
if something starts going wrong, Jen will just have to revive him, and he'll have to just
Yeah,
not be in the.
breathe slowly. Only take a half breath.
Step into this room and
Yeah.
Okay, you
and
have
we'll pressurize it
sort
for
of
you.
you have poorer people down on their luck. 6 of them go into the regular low
Ah,
bursts that look like they're made by something from a manufacturing company. The 7th one is naked in his or her bath towel and is looking at some sort of jury rig concoction, which looks like
this is a
a metal
very
coffin.
good construction.
Yeah, it's
Made
very
with
good, and you
special
slap your
metal.
hand on the side twice.
No, not
Yeah,
hard. We don't want it to fall to bits.
oh,
Yeah.
Just pat it
he's fine.
gently.
His finest Russian
You
technology.
find it, Russian,
Do
yeah.
not worry. It's okay. It's
Yes,
okay. We
it's
take care of you.
okay. It's supposed to do that. Someone get the fire
Yeah.
extinguisher.
And some bubble shoots up from a plastic jerry can to
Yeah.
the tube with the hoses and
This
whatever.
guy's
No,
gonna die.
he's supposed to do that.
He might
That
not.
sound is normal, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's
Okay,
good.
well,
It's showing you it's working.
yeah. For people down on their luck, you do manage to find 7 low berth passengers and their small amount of baggage,
Yeah,
not really considered. Their baggage allotment is very low, by the way.
it's about
10
100 kilograms or
kilograms
something.
baggage,
Yeah,
and not a factor in storage.
yeah.
So 70 kilograms maximum is all they can take to go to this other world. Um, and so I'm not going to even roll about the number of passengers you can get, and you can probably find 2. Um, well, you want to go for the most money, which would be high passages. 2 high passages at 14,000 credits each. Low passages are, or sorry,
Isn't
low
it going to be
passages.
16 because we're doing jump 2?
I'm looking at the jump to thing. It's it's 1,600 for freight, but it's 14,000 for a 2 jump high passage, apparently, according to the Mongoose 2.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Yeah,
how much for the
so
low berth for 2 jump?
1,300 each
Okay,
for jump 2.
so 2,600.
Yeah. Now here, that's the strange
Cool.
thing. Freight per ton gives you more than low berth, although a low berth only occupies half a ton.
There you go. That's where your money. It's about what they call it, intensity sharecropping or
If you wanted
something.
to build a specialized ship which was nothing but low berths and it looks like, the
Wow.
backside of an ant carrying eggs or something, or whatever insect carries a huge
Well, if you
sack of
think about
eggs.
it, you get
Yeah.
portable
Hydra.
low berths, fill the bloody cargo hold up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a packet. You don't have to buy
And
life
instead of
support for
fuel,
them.
you have antifreeze fluid for their
Yeah.
veins. And anyway, I want to wrap up this session. Of course,
Yep.
we're getting near to the 4th hour, finishing the 4th hour. So, um, no trouble picking up passengers. You get 2 passengers for the uh, uh, high passage at 14,000 credits each. You get 7 low berths. So you have 6 regular poor people and 1 very nervous poor person getting into
Ah,
their
he get the
coffins.
special star attention. He's with the
Yeah.
doc
And
every day.
um, upon arrival, I'm going to ask for an extra roll about the general effectiveness of that 7th low berth, which I'll give you a very faint chance of
She'll
some
be
malfunction,
sweet.
some problem. But you're loaded up. You have supplies. You get the fuel for free. And now let's make the 3 rolls to be able to jump off this planet. Because in the day that you're here, not a whole lot to do on this particular floating island. Typical bars and restaurants. I'm going to say that Virgil does not pick up any new intelligence feeds or packets yet. Maybe he will upon arriving.
What did it say?
Brogan rolls a 9 for taking off.
An art
Okay,
shipment
Nice.
island.
was traced to a ship called North Star,
Hmm.
Wait,
which departed from Frangillo to Sapphire on day 62. That's the only
Ringlar to
mention of
Sapphire. Oh,
Sapphire on the data.
yeah. Yeah. Does
So
anybody
maybe
want to check?
we can check after art.
That's one thing you can do. Yeah, check who arrived here.
Yep, I will check on. I'll do that. Find the information on that ship.
And
Okay.
then River Corps has ore smuggling.
Now you don't even have to talk to the intelligence community. You can talk to Manifest. When ships land, it's a matter of public record. It can't be hidden. There's no private landing. There's no private lily pads anywhere on this planet. And they tell you that a ship called the North Star or Norda Stello in Verdulan, there was no such ship which landed here. No such free trader of that name.
Uh-huh.
No
Dun
how.
dun dun.
So that's
Someone's
another
telling
fact I will add.
fibs.
The North Star did not land on Sapphire.
Okay.
So it didn't do what it said to the Verdulans.
No, but do we have the type and class of ship that
A
the
free
North
trader.
Star is?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
so
200-ton free trader.
around the time, how many free traders actually arrived? The name may be fake,
Well,
but it's still
One.
there's less ship traffic than normal
There
just
weren't
because of the
fog
lower
training.
population of the world. You saw no ships in your particular sector of space as you were landing, but there's still some over the week.
yeah,
Like
no, but it was like day
yeah,
62 in the log, looking for free trader of a 200-ton variety.
uh-huh.
How many of them docked here? Because
In a week,
they may have been a the name that they picked up the art might have been fake, and they've used a different name here,
Dun,
or the
dun,
name
uh-huh.
they've given
dun.
here might be fake.
Fake name, fake registration. Well, it's possible. Let me see. Things were in order. All the paperwork was in order. I would say um, you're only here for a day. You find that if you're trying to analyze the characteristics of whether a ship honestly was here, it may be too much for you to do by yourself in a day.
Yeah, I'm expecting that, but I just want to get the 200-ton free traders that were docked here on the time frame that supposedly the art was dropped here.
Yeah,
That's what I'm asking.
it only yeah
And
it
then,
only
and then,
yeah, I said it only took off on a certain day, and it was in your notebook.
correct. But then I'm going to cross-reference with do a deep dive into that, and I'll send that as a data packet out from here. Please track these ships. Have they turned up? All right, I'll write out what I want to do, and I'll send it to you in
Yeah.
an email, a message. I just want to know how many 200-ton vessels were here
Okay,
at
so
that time.
you can send that question out to your contacts or to the general intelligence community. Um, so the question is,
Well, by looking at the records of the two of the port, how
mhm,
many 200-ton free traders were here
okay, now,
at that period?
okay, it was known to leave on day 65, so it would have landed here no sooner than day 72, and now it's day 85. So in the space of 13 days, not a lot. I'm going to say 20 free traders landed here, and other types of ships you can rule out. So 20 free traders from day um, I said 73 to day 85.
Uh,
20.
and they're free traders at 200 They are the 200-ton free trader, correct?
Yeah, 200-ton free traders, an outline, unmistakable outline and construction. And there were other ships of, vastly different geometries that couldn't be mistaken for a free trader.
I'll take those as well. Ships that.
Okay, so you're collecting the records of
The
every ship that landed here.
yes, ships
Okay,
that could be mistaken for a 200-ton free trader.
You can't mistake a 200-ton
no,
free
the
trader.
ship designs are very, very standard.
Yeah, no. What they've probably done is, assuming they even landed here, and it wasn't a fake flight,
Transponder.
they've got a variable transponder.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about transponders in connection with you, or I didn't say that you accepted a transponder to go to the Verdulan world, did I? I forgot, completely forgot. But anyway,
Ship's got to have one, isn't it?
you can gather some data from the starport. This is the only starport on the big floating city. I'll give it a name later. I'll fill in a very easy to draw map very soon. Um, and you can study all that information while you're in jump to Ribicure. And we handled the three roles:
Rolls.
piloting, astrogation, and engineering to be able to jump out. Are
Oh,
you
No,
satisfied
there's
that?
astrogation.
Okay,
Jerry's rolled 9 and a 9.
we're in
okay, piloting good.
space. How's that?
Astrogation.
How's the directional aspect of these repulsor units? Are they all still sweet?
Now they work well,
Good.
as Ved would roll. And I'd like Ved not, so Ved does not have to check about the maneuver drive and the alignment
All
and
right.
things like that. It's as simple as rotating your tires. But Ved should make a roll for the jump itself.
All right.
Look at that. Third 9 in a
Third
row.
nine.
Okay. And I would like, what is it? Um, Let me see. About the general functioning of that seventh low berth.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Although you may not realize if it malfunctions until you arrive at destination,
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you to do a 2d6 roll and avoid a 2.
That for me to do?
Anybody, well, Sisri or either Astri or
5.
Sisri can roll this.
Yep,
Good.
5.
Okay, so it holds up. You learn on the job as you go. You do some extra monitoring through the whole week. The thing keeps within the red line norms and boundaries. It looks horrible, like some sort of Victorian steampunk type of low berth, but it appears to work.
Excellent.
Okay, so
Well,
that's very good.
cool.
You are on your way to Ribicure. Very good. And I think Steve can stop the recording now.
Yep, a
Oh,
second.
sorry.
That's it.
Okay, well, thank
Lovely.
you very much.